Hello and welcome to Quest for the Cure. We're so glad to have you for this amazing charity game with these amazing folks. Before we start, we wanted to introduce our cause and why we're doing this. My name is Gary. I'm from FortNerd.com. I'm the host of the Cockeye podcast and the DM for tonight's event. We're raising funds for Jesse's Journey. Jesse's Journey is a charity that was started to fight Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It's a disease that affects 1 in 500 kids, 1 in 5,000 kids, usually boys. There isn't a cure. And with your help, we hope to change that. So, that being said, I'm going to allow our amazing cast to introduce themselves, starting with you, Ed.
Hi, I'm Ed Greenwood. Most gamers know me as the guy who created the Forgotten Realms. I am older than dirt, and the easiest way to talk to me is go on Twitter. I'm at the Edverse.
Thanks, Ed. Amy?
Hi, I'm Lynn Dzura. I am one of the community managers for the D&D Adventurers League, which is the organized play system for 5th edition D&D. I'm not nearly as old as Ed, and you can find me on Twitter at LADYGZRA.
Okay, Emma.
Hi, I'm Emma Wakelin. I'm somewhere in the age between old as dirt and Amy, so I'm somewhere in there. I'm a Toronto-based comedian and actress, and just happy to be here again and share the table with all you fine folks once again.
Blair.
Hey, I'm Blair Brown. I'm a producer on Star Wars at Respawn Entertainment. And I'm playing a little creepy goblin guy in this, so I'm really excited to join everybody. We'll see how it goes.
Awesome. Eric.
Hi, I'm Eric Morden. I'm in my second year at Carleton University studying biology, and I'm a super fun nerd, so I'm very excited to be playing this today.
Awesome. And last but not least, Curtis is the final member of our squad. He won his seat by registering as a member of our 2020 team and might be able to do so again in 2021. Stay tuned for that. Curtis, please introduce yourself to the fine folks watching us today.
Yeah, I'm Curtis Parks. I'm a Brooklyn-based comedian and event producer. Super happy to be here. Honored to play with you guys, and just happy to play. It was awesome. Thank you. I've enjoyed Ed's sandbox since I was a kid, so I'm glad to play in it.
Awesome. Before we start, I want to give you a few pieces of information about how you can influence the game. Today we are using Spinning Fate, Heroic Boons and Banes. For a donation of $25, you can provide our players a heroic boon or a bane. It'll be something minor like -1 to a skill check or +1 to a skill check or something otherwise fun. For $50 donation, you can donate for a major boon or bane, which is a better bonus to a skill check, or if I roll a 100 on the percentile dice on a boon, it allows them to create a critical hit of their choice at any time. So please do give frequently and influence the game. You have that ability. Additionally, you'll see a link for our silent auction. We have a number of amazing things, including Dungeons & Dragons Adventures League certs, books, signed merchandise, dice bags, and more. You'll definitely want to check it out. Somebody will post that link in the chat for us today. And finally, I have to thank our sponsors, D&D Beyond and the amazing Legendary Pants. They furnished all of the players with amazing Cosmic Trial dice. They are beautiful. You can visit them at legendarypants.com. I know some of our moderators are going to post the link to their stuff, and you saw the beautiful video of their products, so I would encourage you to visit them at some point. Without further ado, heroes, are you ready to get underway?
Yes.
The air is crisp as your ship maneuvers into the harbor. Rigging twists as deft hands pull on ropes, and loud shouts from the dock ring out across the water. Your vessel, the Osprey, provided you a comfortable sailing experience. Well, as comfortable as experience as you can have on a vessel not really meant to carry passengers. The sun is high overhead, and it provides a counterpoint to the cool breeze blowing in off the water. It is an objectively beautiful day. Thorond, shadows across rooftops, Dr. Mordek and Farkan, you return to Raven's Bluff, which was the start of your previous adventure here in the Vast, summoned urgently by your old friend Flip. It's curious to you, perhaps, that Flip asked to meet you here in Raven's Bluff instead of Trollheart Barrow, the seat of the Gravenbeard clan. As you recall, you made him the speaker. In fact, he sent you a note. Hey, pal, I could really use your help. Can you meet me in Raven's Bluff in a 10-day? Around high sun at Mystic Star Charts. When you arrive, ask the proprietor for the old harp map you heard about. He'll bring you to me. Your friend, Flip. P.S. You owe me for nominating me speaker. Do you know how many TPS reports I have to read every day? It's ridiculous. The sun is high, but it's not directly overhead. You think you have some time, but you probably shouldn't dawdle. What would you all like to do?
Let's go find this Mystic Star Charts place.
Okay. Your captain, Raider McAllister, bids you a safe stay in Raven's Bluff and returns to their duties as they attend to their crew, unloading their merchandise. The directions that you were provided to the Mystic Star Charts were simple. Go to the Salty Dew Tavern, which is a site of much carousing. In fact, you can hear the carousing from a few blocks away. Go around the back through an alley, walk down 10 dingy stairs that lead to a wooden door. Look for a wordless sign that features the alignment of the centaur and woman warrior that will beckon you inward. What would you like to do?
That.
Ah, very good. So all of you enter, and the shop is dimly lit, but it's very clean. It's not at all well organized. It's overflowing with maps and manuscripts and star charts. It is a book lover's dream. The man behind the counter seems to ignore you as you walk in. He's engrossed clearly in a book. He's got silver hair, brown eyes, and he's wearing soft leather clothing. Farkan, in fact, you notice that up from over his book, he sort of casts an eye at you, but doesn't say anything, and then goes back to his book.
I'd like to go talk to that guy that looked at me.
Absolutely. He says, "Good day, fine people. What can I do for you?"
We're looking for this star chart that apparently you should know better. The harp chart, sorry.
So, Farkan, when you say you're looking for an old chart, he begins going under the desk, looking for something to try and sell you. But then Thoron chips in and says that you're looking for the old harp, and he says, "Ah, that chart. Yes, very well." He leads all of you to the back of the room. He snaps his fingers. A bookcase creeps open, revealing a secret door and a tunnel beyond. You can see your old friend Flip sitting at a circular table, and he's flanked by two figures you don't recognize. He gestures for you to go inside.
What do these two figures that we don't recognize look like?
One of them is a goblin, very well armored, and the other is a large silver dragonborn. Come on in. We don't have all day. Jeez.
Are they trustworthy?
Flip looks at you, Shadows, and he says, these two? I mean, they're not untrustworthy.
Hey, Flip, what are you bringing people in here for? I thought we were having a private conversation.
It is a private conversation. It's a private conversation between 6 friends. Jeez, Grizzle, always talking. Anyway, everybody, this is Grizzle. He is ambassador to the Council of 7 from the Goblins. And this is Baharush. He's a Dragonborn I sort of picked up along the way. Why don't you guys, Grizzle, Baharush, why don't you introduce yourselves? Because these 4 don't know who you are.
Grizzle, kind of stands up on the chair with their arms crossed, and is just like, what's the meaning of this? What are y'all doing in here?
We'll get to that. Baharush, tell the folks who you are.
Like my friend said, but I'm Baharosh, Dragonborn. You see his silver skin. He has a chainmail shirt. Right on his side, he's seeing 2 drow scimitars. That's you imagine the people that used to own them are no longer around. He's huge, just a huge guy, and he's well met. Maybe I'll see if you guys are trustworthy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, what he said, what the big guy said.
Very interesting to meet you. If you don't mind a second, Morden will reach and pull out of his doctor's bag one of those, magnifying glass. So look up to your eyes. Broken blood vessels. Your eyes seem a little constricted. Headaches?
Nah, feel fine. Feel good.
That's good. You
Not
probably
yet.
won't die tonight.
So, Thoron, Shadow, Dr. Mordek, Farkan, I'm glad you guys are here. I asked Strick as well. The guy was busy. But to be honest with you, I'm pretty glad he was busy, because I'm pretty sure he looked at me and said assassinate the last time we got together. So, absence, hearts growing fonder, and all that. No, I'm kidding. I mostly love that guy. And Bo is off smashing hollow goblins. Would you believe it? With Tollis's hammer. You know that hammer she got? She stayed around. She's been smashing goblins. I'll hear her from my office from time to time. Hi-ya! Echoing from all the way up from the Goblin Warrens. It's ridiculous. Anyways, so yes, you're all trustworthy and you're here for a reason. Okay. Let me catch you up a little bit. Goblins, dwarves, better terms again. We lent the hammer to the goblins. Their water's clean. Scientists, artificers, alchemists trying to clean up their water for the better. But many goblins have become healthier, so that's a plus. But we've come to the determination that those lost to the plague caused by the water, the hollowing, they're not gonna. Once they're lost, they're lost. They predate the warrens and the goblin tunnels, and they no longer the clan doesn't go there anymore. But there is a prophecy, you see, and the goblins, as Grizzle can tell you, are pretty hot and bothered about it. The last time you were there, stuff happened in the heart of the mountain, and the prophecy says, when the heart of the mountain bleeds, the clan will rise and fall, and when the heart of the mountain bleeds, her suffering will curse us all. So they seem to think that that's bad. And, because the clan had to relocate higher because of the dam that was built, and then they had to go lower. So it's been kind of like a rise and fall thing, and there was an elder who mumbled this poem. Anyways, it's all a whole big thing. But there's a lot of concern. I'm sure it's totally not an issue at all. But you maybe check it out anyway,
Can you Flip, Can
Yeah.
you say that slower so I can write it down in my
Oh,
book?
Yeah. People love it when I read poetry. Just a second.
Mm-hmm.
When the heart of the mountain bleeds, the clan will rise and fall. When the heart of the mountain bleeds, her suffering will curse us all. Grizzle, what do you think about that? It's nothing, right? Nothing to be concerned about at all. You're the only goblin who's not worried about it, right?
Incredibly concerned about this whole situation. That's why I'm here. That's just like this prophecy is ridiculous. We need to, either we need to find out if this is real or we need to squash these rumors. I want peace in my little goblin town. It's been a rough little go. Like he was saying, ups, downs. We don't like that in Goblin Town. We don't want that. We're trying to chill. We're just trying to have good vibes. So looking for a little help. And if you're the ones that Flip said could help with that, then me and Baharush, we could use your support. That'd be great.
Well, this reminds me of a prophecy that I have written extensively about in the books of Mordex on aneurysms. And it reminds me of a brief poem that I've written. If your nose begins to bleed and you develop a headache, call Dr. Mordek for your own sake because you have an aneurysm.
Wow.
You should put that on your business card.
That's a great idea.
Wow. Okay. So we have already been generously donated some boons already. So the first one is to Eric. Eric, you receive +2 to your next history check as you are one of the greatest heroes who ever lived. And half of every legend is about you.
Wow.
And then Curtis, you gain a +2 to your next athletics check as you notice someone furtively checking you out with an appreciative nod. All right. And then Shadow Across Rooftops, you gain +1 to your dexterity, your next dexterity saving throw as your goat yoga has your enemies saying bah. So thank you very much. Continue to give generously, and they will continue to get boons or banes if you're feeling particularly prickly. But back to the game. Grizzle, Flip looks at you and he's like, I thought you had my back, bro.
You had mine. This was supposed to be a private situation, and all these strangers show up. But I hear you had dealings with them before. They seem like they're pretty chill.
We come in peace, shoot to kill.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Is there anything on the table in front of us, Flip?
No, there's nothing in front of the table except drinking glasses.
Oh, well, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to look Grizzle in the eyes and just knock his glass off the table and never break eye contact. In case you can't tell him it's a backseat. Inspiration
for Shadow Across Rooftops for that bold move. That was beautiful. He looks, Flip looks at Farken for a minute, and he says, buddy, I need you to go see Lady Delshandra Cinnarin. She's the Dean of Wizardry at the Wizards Guild, and she owes me a favor. Pay her a visit, see what she says about this nonsense. She loves nature. She sits by the wharf every afternoon for 2 hours and watches the ships dock and set off. It's near the harbor master's office. You can meet with her there. Is that okay? Like, can you do? I trust you to do that. You're like a wizard, right?
Yeah, I suppose I can go do that. Is there any particular thing that she may know more about this than we do?
Well, she's the Dean of Wizardry. She knows some stuff about magic stuff. I don't know if it includes prophecies, but if it does, good for us. I mean, good for you. Sure, I guess it's okay for me too. Really good for Grizzle, though. Flip looks
if it's a good prophecy, if it's a bad one, it's not good for me. What?
Flip looks at Baharush and he's like, hey, buddy, you're going to have to look after these folks, They're a little rough and tumble and, rough around the edges, but they're nice. They're good.
Nah, they look like little people. And if they pick on my little guy, hey, this is my buddy. And if you betray him, You
Oh
have
my
to answer to
God.
me.
I give a little fist bump, like, but like up.
He goes down.
I've sowed such discord into our lovely little group here. What have I done? Do you have any questions that you'd like to ask Flip now that he's suggested you go see Lady Delshandra?
Do we just wander up to her and be like, "Hi, Flip sent us"?
More or less. I mean, she owes me one. Eventually, she knows I'm going to come calling.
Okay.
But
Right.
she's pretty influential, so the chances of you getting to her without her realizing it, super slim. Oh, I mean, maybe you, Shadows, because you're like,
So sneaky. All right. So she
Everybody
hangs out at
seems
the
to owe
door.
you one, Flip.
you're not wrong. Flip will look at Thorond and say, Thorond, need your help with this one, buddy. I don't know what we're gonna do, but gonna have to, guide these people and make sure they get back okay. We don't have like employment insurance or anything, so they all got to come back in more or less one piece.
Yes. Tempest believes in strong right arms and left arms and uppercuts and hooks. And that's the best way to come back in one piece. Make sure the other guy doesn't.
Grizzle looks at Baharush and is just like, I like this one.
Yeah. I think he'll survive.
Well, so far. So, we should go down to the docks in the harbor master's office and pay this lady who spends hours watching the boats come in and out a visit, because according to Flip here, she'll tell us something useful.
I mean, in theory.
What Flip? What is she supposed to tell us? Is this about the prophecy or about the heart of the mountain, or what should we ask about?
A little from column A, a little from column B. See, the goblins think that the prophecy is about the Harlem, about the the heart of the mountain, and there was that thing there, the corruption, which was doing the thing to the adamantite ore, and then all that stuff is sort of happening. But the prophecy is really what's concerning the goblins right now, and the council is concerned that the goblins are concerned because everybody's like friends again. It's just a whole thing, but I'm sure it's gonna be fine. I do have a note. We have another major boon provided to Ed, specifically to Ed. Ed, once before an enemy makes an attack roll, you can point at them and say miss. So startled are they by the power of your words, they miss.
He gets the power of the beard.
I must use this power only for bad. I mean, for
Yeah, so basically you can talk to her about the prophecy.
Thank you.
The prophecy and all that stuff and the heart of the mountain, and she knows a bunch of stuff. I mean, more than I know. Maybe.
Does she have any books? Do you think she let us borrow them?
Possibly, if you ask nicely. I mean, I doubt she'll have them by the water, probably, but...
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah, that seems like a good plan. All right, well, if you don't have any other questions for me, Dr. Mordek, how are my eyes?
Very good question. Flip, have you had any headaches recently?
I mean, I've got a pain in my butt. Does that count?
Yes, it's all connected. Runny nose, dry cough?
Both?
Yes, I'm afraid you probably only have about 48 hours.
Oh, man.
May I have your brain?
I mean, if I die, sure.
Okay, I have a form here for you to
using
sign.
that recipe again.
It's for research.
If you don't have any further questions for Flip, he says, good luck, everybody. You'll know Delshandra. She's an elf of great beauty. She's got like long golden hair. It's like you'll see what I mean. I will.
Right.
When you go talk to her, and I'm gonna head back to Trollheart Barrow. If you need to talk to me again, I'll be there.
How far is it from here to the barrow?
About 2 hours along the
Okay.
road. I came
So-
here because, just wanted to save you the trip in case you had to go back.
Okay.
Frankly, I didn't think you liked me enough to make multiple trips to go back.
Oh, Flip, we enjoy your company quite a lot.
Yeah, and Dr. Mordek needs your brain.
I do.
Flip leans in to shadow across rooftops. And he's like, look, I know I've said a lot of things today, but you're the one who knows things, okay? I really need you to, do that thing you do about knowing things and, help with this situation. Otherwise, it's going to be like a damn disaster.
I mean,
As usual.
Either way, it's going to be a damn disaster. But we'll try and make it a good disaster.
I mean, let's not make the damn disaster plan A and plan B this time, okay?
Okay.
All right. So Flip bids you adieu and allows you to find Lady Delchandra at the wharf. What would you like to do?
Sneak up on her.
All right. Make me a stealth check, Shadow Across Rooftops, please.
You got it, boss.
Are the rest of us just like behind a building, like looking out, like all the
Oh,
little
we
heads?
should provide a distraction, like walking out on a wharf. A silver dragonborn and so on. That might engage her attention. Well, a certain tabaxi is sidling up to her from another direction.
My tail lashing in the background. I got a 16.
A 16. You start to sneak up on her, and you see her golden hair fluttering in the wind. And she says, Did you want to come out? Or what about your friends? Did they want to come out too? I'm afraid when a creature of Baharush's size exits a building that seems made for children, it does leave an impression on people. Please come. I was expecting you, and join me.
I'm just going to sit my most proper tabaxi sit like right next to her. And I'll wave to my friends if they can come out.
We'll come out.
Yes.
Come out. Yeah.
Come out, wherever you are.
So she says, this prophecy that you've come to see me about, I have given it some thought. Have you given it some thought? What are your thoughts?
I think Flip told us to come to see you.
He did, I'm sure, because
Yes.
that's what he does.
Yes.
If you see him, make sure you tell him that I no longer owe him. There was a prophecy from the ancient times about the birth of Bishaba and Timora. The purposes of it, long-winded, but coupled with what you're interested in, it was said that the goblins of the Barrow once dwelt much deeper in darker places than they do now. And they once worshipped a place of dark power in the belly of the mountain before being forced closer to the surface by some unknown event. If you seek the goblins of the old deep in the belly of the mountain, perhaps there you shall find clarity. But be warned. Beware of Bishaba's games. She is the god of mischief and deceit. Do not trust her.
But she's not there. Not like actually there.
Unlikely, but I have not been there to say one way or the other. She glances over at Baharush, looking up at your resplendent silver scales glinting in the sun, and she says, "My word, you are an impressive creature."
Thank you. You seem like a very impressive wizard. She was in the shadows, and she had no chance.
I've
You
been
seem like an
expecting you. Where do you come from, Baharush?
I'm not sure where I originally came from, but my first memories are of a drow slave camp, and I was able to escape. And the dwarves, they trained me in saved me, the dwarves of Mithril Hall. So have a fondness for dwarves and a utter hatred for drow.
Yes. The dwarves of Clan Gravenbeard will welcome you, I'm sure.
Yes. Have a fondness for the dwarves, the little guys. They work hard. They're hardworking people.
She glances over at Farkan, and Farkan, she gently touches you on the arm. And she says that the Guild of Raven's Bluff has long been a place of learning and safety for wizards. I have heard of your skill at magic, young one. Perhaps when you return from Trollheart Barrow, we can test your abilities and see whether you might find a home here at the Guild.
Ooh,
That
we're
sounds
going
like a
to
good plan.
return.
If we are to return, I hope.
No promises, but you come from the positive, and if you expect the worst, well, you'll be dead anyway.
All right.
Do you have any additional questions for me that I might be able to answer? I have been thinking about this for some time, but...
Well, I've never heard of these what do we call them? Barrow goblins, deep goblins. And I'm a goblin, so I'm only 13, but like, I think I would know because I'm a goblin.
Yeah, fair point. When the city was founded, Raven's Bluff was far enough from the Barrow that the goblins there were little threat. And we know from some secondary sources and primary sources that there was a group of goblins that lived deep within the Barrow, well above where your warren is now. It was closed off for a time. In fact, what we know from some of the ancient texts that we've had access to is that the earthquake that revealed the Barrow to Tolis some 100 years ago affected more than just the entrance that allowed him to found the Gravenbeard clan. Perhaps it was the window to something darker. Perhaps it set something in motion. We can't say for sure. But suffice it to say that there was a sect of goblins that were in the Barrow before you. She glances at Thoron and says, my friend, do you know something of the story of Timoro and Bishaba?
I do, but, lady, everything we know about the gods is, how shall I put this politely, propaganda of various deities and their clergy. It is hard to know when one is being spun. So, yes, I've heard many tales of Bishaba and Timora, the bright sister in the dark. But what is truth and what is metaphor and what is embroidered over the years? I do not know. I'm old, but I'm not that old.
Yes, of course. Before you go, it did occur to me that the prophecy was not complete. I was able to find a second verse in some tome that I had, that the guild had, rather. It goes, when the heart's guardians are freed, her aspect is revealed. When the heart's guardians are freed, the surface world shall yield. I don't know if that provides any insight or not, but I found it and the cadence seemed to match, so I suspect that there is something to it.
Thank you. Thank you, my lady.
Chief Coroner Mordek.
Yes.
How many aneurysms are we at in the city today, my friend?
Oh, okay. Well, since we arrived, what, about 2 hours ago, given my formula, as you see in volume 5, I'm going to guess since I arrived, 37.
Ah, my word. Yes, it is dark deeds and foul words here in Raven's Bluff.
It raises the tension, and the tension raises the chances of, well, you know why.
Yeah. Death by aneurysm.
Of course.
Understood. Remember, Bishaba is a god of mischief and deceit. Do not trust her games. Now, if you wish to go investigate the Warrens, I suggest you go there now. You're losing the sun.
Speaking of deception and deceit, and Shadow might still be mad at me. Sometimes I cast light on the ground and then I move it around really fast, and then Shadow runs around the room. It's quite amusing.
I'm gonna catch it one of these days. I'm gonna catch it.
Oh, yes, you will. Yes, you will.
Is there any trick that you know of to reaching the old deep? Is there some way? If Grizzle knows not of the old deep, perhaps is there some way it's hidden? Has it got another entrance?
I can't say for sure, but what I can tell you is that the Goblin Elders refuse to go to the western side of the Warren. That's where I would start, much like they refuse to go to the heart of the mountain. Where that carnal reaction to the west side of the mountain exists, perhaps that's where you should go.
Did you say carnal reaction?
Visceral
dear.
is what I meant to say.
Oh, visceral.
Visceral
Okay.
and carnal do not mean the same thing.
Yes,
I was
yes.
testing you, Thoron, to ensure that you were...
Oh, I'm usually stuck on the carnal, so... Visceral, right. That's where you cut through the viscera, yes. On the battlefield, yeah. Yeah, got it.
And she points at Grizzled. It's when you're descending through the dwarven part of the Warren, and you get to the first junction where you could go left or right, has it not always been at the pit of your stomach? Something deep within your heart that tells you never to go left?
Yeah, we don't go left. That's just what we're told when we're little. Nobody goes left. It's a bad idea. We actually don't have any left turns in our current Warren because it's so ingrained into us. It's like, don't do, if you want to get, you get to a T intersection, you're turning right like 3 times before you get there. We just don't do it.
That's inspiration for you, Grizzle. That was wonderful. If you have any further questions, I am at your disposal, but alas, I'm lost as to what more information I could provide you.
Our thanks, good lady.
Could I hear that your poem one more time? I'm not as fast as these clerics.
Of course. When the heart's guardians are freed, her aspect is revealed. When the heart's guardians are freed, the surface world shall yield.
Are you familiar with the goblin version of this, or do you know if those prophecies maybe how they do what they have to do with each other?
Yes, we suspect
very familiar.
We suspect that it is one prophecy. In fact, you were provided 4 lines of a prophecy, which is certainly much longer than 4 lines. I've given you an additional 4, which is 8, but perhaps if you looked harder, you might find additional lines. I cannot say one way or the other, but it is a fine point. You're more than just a large creature, aren't you? I sense a great, keen intellect in you, Baharosh.
I'll take that as a compliment from one such as yourself. Thank you.
I wish you well on your journeys to the Barrow. If you have need of me, try to avoid contacting me. I'm quite busy. But I have enjoyed our time together, and I wish you luck.
You don't need luck. We have us.
Yes.
I'm going to turn my cat tail and just strut away.
As you strut away, you sort of look back over your shoulder, Shadow Across Rooftops. You see her chuckle. It's the first time she's smiled in the entire conversation.
Dang right it is.
So where do you go now? What would you like to do?
Off to the Barrow.
Did Flip already leave? Can we catch him? I don't know how long it took us to speak to Lady
It took you a few.
Sandra.
It took you a few minutes to find her. It took some time. You think he's probably left by now, because he did say he was going to be leaving basically as soon as you were done talking, and to catch up with him at the Barrow if you needed him further, because he had some TPS reports to review.
I bet he works a lot of Saturdays. Yeah, I guess if we head out to Trollheart Barrow, that's what the book says to do.
Hmm.
I'm just sticking with you, like you all. Goblins ain't too well liked, so I'm just trying to like be as inconspicuous as I walk with you all.
So Amy, Ed, and Eric. So Farkan, Thorond, and Shadow Across Rooftops. As you're walking away down the wharf, you see the harbor master's cottage, and you notice that the sign of the harbor master's cottage is actually quite interesting. It says a regent of the harbor, Calindra Longbottle, but what you notice is that Longbottle is well worn by time, but Calindra is actually far newer, almost as if the first name was replaced and the last name has been there for some time. Anybody can make a history check if they would like.
Well, I'll make a history check.
Okay.
I've got +2 on that. So. I got an 11.
11. Yeah, you've heard the name Longbottle, but you can't really place it. She's clearly the harbor master here at Ravensbluff, but beyond that, you can't tell very much. I'm told that once we hit $500, I'm to sing a song of somebody's choice. Emma's trying to pay not to make that happen. So if you want to pay to hear me not sing, that's fine, or pay to hear me sing. We'll leave it up to the moderators to figure that out. So you're able to take the path along the Fire River back to Trollheart Barrow, which many of you, except Baharosh, are familiar with. Of course, Grizzle has lived there for most of his life, and Thorond, Shadow Across Rooftops, Dr. Mordek, and Farkan have adventured there quite readily. As you're approaching the Barrow, you don't have the difficulty that you did to find it the first time. You hear the roar of the Dragon Falls in the distance. As you enter the council chamber, the walls and floor remain polished smooth. Torchlight flickers, and all around you it's like a hall of mirrors. The chamber is 100 feet wide by 100 feet long, and the ceiling that goes well above your sight. At the far room, seated in the speaker's chair, you see Flip, and he's surrounded in a semicircle by 7 dwarves that are seated behind him. This is the Council of 7. Baharosh, you're the only one who wouldn't be familiar with this, but your friends will have informed you that the Gravenbeard clan uses a council instead of a single ruler. Thorond, Amy, Emma, Eric, and Grizzle. I mixed names and characters there. Apologies. You 5 noticed that the stone dais to your right. Most of you have seen this before. It's a monument to a fallen hero of the Gravenbeard clan, Miles. You remember it's customary to nod in acknowledgement to the monument as you pass by, which is of course a combat wheelchair in older style, about 200 years old or so.
So no breaks.
I elbow Baharush at his like kneecap, and I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
Give a little bow.
He gives a big respectful bow to a warrior that fell, and he whispers like, who'd he fall to? Does anyone know?
Oh, I have a theory.
No.
Oh, I nod to the.
You could certainly ask the council. They would be more than happy to discuss it, Baharosh. As Grizzle, as you're walking by, you're right at the height of there's a large golden plaque, and it says, "Miles Gravesbeard, our greatest hero. Your name will live forever." You approach, and Flip says, hey guys, the council's here eager to hear your thoughts on how this is like a nothing burger and stuff. So just, hit us and like we'll drink and I'll make you a meal and it's all good, right? Right?
Sure.
So speaking of burgers, before we start, we have not eaten at all today. And we've been on a ship for a 10-day. So just saying.
He glances over to his left at the small stool where he actually used to sit. And there's a small dwarf. He's probably not more than 40. And he's like, they need some food. Can you help them out? And the little guy's like, gives you the thumbs up, and he's like, sure, we'll feed you, no problem. Oh, all friends here, because this is like nothing, right? Nothing to worry about, right?
Yeah, maybe a little bit of that Jorvanel that I hear so much about.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Let's eat, and then we'll talk.
They bring you out.
Let's drink and then we'll talk.
They bring you out lots of spirits.
Yeah, Thoron, yes.
In fact, each of you is given a wineskin of fine dwarven wine. And you are all provided a luxurious meal. And they chat with you about your adventures here in the Barrow previously. They're familiar with Grizzle as they work with him as the ambassador to the goblins, but they're very curious about Baharosh and his large stature. Of course, they're quite a bit smaller than they are, and they're eager to hear about his exploits.
Yes, I favor you, dwarves. I met the dwarves of Mithril Hall when they freed me from a drow raiding party where they, the drow, they just like to throw their slaves as fodder. So I luckily survived that. And so I like you. I like dwarves. I always liked you guys. I knew this is some good ale. Bruner Bandelhammer would love this.
Wonderful. So after you guys have eaten, you're talking and Flip's like, all right, now that you're eating, no excuses anymore. Tell me this is nothing.
Well, it's not anything yet.
Good. That's great. So we're done, right?
Depends if you believe that there are gods or not, or if it's just all propaganda. Did I do that right, Thoron?
Yes. Here's the thing. This is probably nothing. But the goblins will be happier if we go down and investigate. And then we can say for sure that it's nothing. If it is nothing. And if it is something, we will discover that the hard way. I mean, we will have done our duty, yes, which is what we were sent to do, right?
Yes.
And then everyone will be happy in the valley.
Gristle points at Thrawn, just like, yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Farkan, you're the voice of reason in this group, right? Tell me they're wrong and there's like just nothing as opposed to like almost nothing, right?
I'm getting the sense that there might be a little something, so I think you might be safe to go and check it just to make sure.
We were like brothers, man.
Flip, you seem awfully upset about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you so upset about nothing?
Yeah.
It's just like I read so many reports. It's so much paperwork. It's like I love all of you, but God, it's so much paperwork.
Stop reading your reports.
Oh, man.
You have stoves and fires for a reason.
I can get rid of some with my fire spells if you'd like. I can just get rid of all of them.
Two of the dwarves, actually, and the four of you who have been here before, and particularly you, Grizzle, who have seen the council act previously, you find this very strange. Usually, a member of the council will lean forward, speak to the speaker, and the speaker will address the audience. But this time, two of the council members actually lean forward and speak to each other. Then they, in concert, lean toward Flip. And a really dark and confused look crosses Flip's face for a moment.
Oh, he's had a thought.
And he says, well...
Or an aneurysm.
The council says it might not be nothing. Thanks, Shadow. It's not an aneurysm, okay?
That's suspicious.
I'm getting my bag to check that out. Just give me a second.
They've made a conscious decision, like the goblins, never to seek it out. Perhaps the infection that plagues the sky metal is more sinister than they thought previously.
Sounds like a job for us to
Yeah.
go where no goblin has gone for many years. And no dwarf thinks to go.
Yeah.
You think it will be a 5-year mission, Thoron?
Could be. But then again, it could be nothing.
Okay, well, if you guys are insistent that you're going to go down and check it out, fine. You know, we'll let you down into the Warrens.
We've come all this way, Flip. We cannot fail you now.
I got faith in you, Thoron. It's all good.
Well, that's good. I'm glad someone has faith.
All right, do you, sorry.
Ah!
Do you have any questions for Flip and the council? Baharush, you had one about the hero who fell.
Yeah, I'd like to hear his story about, your greatest hero.
The chair, the combat wheelchair you see before you, belonged to the adopted brother of Tolis Gravenbeard, one of the clan's most legendary warriors. He was known for his prowess in battle. He wielded spiked gauntlets, but he was actually more known for being an unstoppable force on the Rockby field. Low center of gravity, nobody could ever dispossess him of the rock. When the clan first settled here, the mountain was more unsettled. Tunnels would open up and collapse periodically. There was a lot of seismic activity, which our scholars really couldn't explain. Tallest liked to keep an eye on the kids when they were, doing their lessons and whatnot. A tunnel collapsed in the schoolroom, which was early on in the clan's history, and the barrow was still quite wild. Miles charged the trolls himself, and he commanded the teacher to lock the door and leave him with them. By the time Tolis came with a contingent of soldiers, Miles had barricaded himself in the lesson room, and 3 dead trolls lay at his feet, although he too was slain. Tolis, who was the founder of the Gravenbeard clan, vowed that so long as the clan existed, Miles would never be forgotten. And he never has. And sort of in unison, the dwarves, who you've never heard speak, all speak in unison, and he never will.
And Baharosh says, after them, he drinks the wineskin, and they never will. He repeats after them, and takes a big swig.
Flip nods at you and sort of gives you like a wink, like you just made his day. But yes, there's I can answer any questions you have. You can go down there. I mean, but a due point of business. Dr. Mordek, today is not your day. You can't catch a break. You bit your lip by accident, and you just can't stop biting it. Your maximum hit points are reduced by 3 until your next rest. Although I think we may have lost Emma. She's frozen, so we will give her a minute to reconnect. But for the time being, we have a Bane on the table. Thank you very much for that donation. Does anybody have any questions?
So many. But they're mostly about Flip and his antics. But I think as far as goblin searching goes, I don't know. What do you say, Grizzle?
All right.
So out of character, I'm kind of like Flip seems like they're acting odd, and I'm trying to figure out what Grizzle would think about it, and especially hearing the 2 dwarven speakers speak to each other. This would be kind of he's in a weird state. Because he's like shook from hearing the tale from Miles and all speakers speaking. But then there was 2 that spoke together. Like this has been like a whirlwind of breaking decorum for the ambassador of the goblins to the dwarves. So I'm kind of just like stunned into a silence, I would think.
We did have Emma drop out, so we're just rearranging our windows here. Apologies, but we can continue. Go ahead.
I really wish the dwarven elders would level with us about what they don't want to tell us about what they know, but I sense that they're not in the mood to do so any more than they've done.
Maybe someone should repeat the last part of that. Thoron, show them that the last part of that prophecy we just heard, and let's see what's behind their poker faces.
When the heart's guardian, her aspects are revealed.
All right.
The surface world shall yield.
For the time being.
Is that familiar to you of the council?
Yes. It is something that we've heard before, but there's another version of it that we've heard. We will be getting the video back in just a second, everybody, so apologies for that.
I don't think it's romantic. I think it's dark.
Yeah, we've heard something. The goblins have talked about it before, but we don't know for sure. So we don't know if it's something or if it's nothing. That's the problem.
There's nothing again. We hear a lot about nothing. So you've heard another version of this? Do you know what it is? Can you share it with us?
Yes, I mean I can. But it's really basically what you've heard already. There's no other words that we know of. But I mean, maybe if you delve deep enough, you'll be able to find something. I'm not sure, to be honest. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, we shouldn't waste any more of your time then. We should get to this adventuring.
Yeah.
We should find this old deep.
Very well.
You gotta turn right to go left, right?
Yeah.
It's 3 rights.
3 rights. 3 rights.
If you go left, you'll be right.
Okay, I'm just going to take a second here to fix our video. Apologies, everybody.
It's like learning to drive again. We all need combat wheelchairs.
That's the dwarf spirit, even in a wheelchair.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Is Flip a dwarf too?
A Flip is actually a human.
Oh, okay.
We think.
Yeah.
If we survive
Not too
this,
sure.
Grizzle's got some questions for Flip.
Wow.
Why are you being so
Oh,
shady?
yeah.
What do you mean? I'm not shady.
Yeah, they definitely know something they're not telling us.
Grizzle, it's just his way.
All right.
I think if you asked him what he had for breakfast this morning, you'd get an evasion. I just think that's the way he deals with all those TPS reports.
All right. For the time being, we're going to go away from our fancy overlay, and we are going to do this. And we will be back to seeing everybody, because Emma will return and she will
Send everything flying.
send everything
Yes.
flying again. Yeah, just
Ta-da!
like that. Hey, Emma. Okay.
Perfect time.
So you're able to go back into the Warrens and descend deep and dark. Is that what you choose to do, or do you have more questions for your friends?
I don't know if we're gonna get any answers out of them.
I concur with Shadows Across Rooftops. I think we've been doing a lot of questioning and we've been getting no answers. So
Yeah.
Flip's a little cagey, so
Me?
Yeah.
What?
yeah.
That doesn't sound like me.
It's been
you
at
always
least
sound like that when you are out of your cage. I mean,
Oh my goodness. So much anger, Thorond. Jeez.
it's been at least 6 hours since me and Baruch got in a good fight, so we're itching.
Yeah.
Let's go check it
Yeah.
out.
yeah,
I'm ready.
the fire of Tempest burns within me.
Okay. So
Dwarven Ale gets me ready for a fight every time.
So you begin to descend deeper and deeper into the Goblin Warren. You're familiar with the terrain, as many of you have been here before, but for you, Baharush, it's beautiful as you descend. Lovely dwarven carvings in the old style dot the descent all the way down. It's quite beautiful to see. You continue descending deeper and deeper. Slowly moss covers the carvings, and soon there's no carvings at all. It's just a wild mass of tangled vines and nothing but wilderness below you.
What sort of carvings are they?
They're dwarven carvings. They're clearly quite old, and they're in the normal style for this part of the Vast. They're picturing the founding of the Gravenbeard clan. They talk about how the victories over the trolls, because it was called Trollheart Barrow for a reason, but generally trolls don't exist here anymore. And it talks about the peace that Tallus brokered between the goblins and the dwarves, which allowed for the mutual safety of both peoples.
So nothing out of the ordinary, though.
No, nothing out of the ordinary that you notice at all. Just very, very, very standard dwarven propagandistic style carvings, for sure.
As we're going like down it, Grizzle, I feel like Grizzle would be narrating to Baharush, his buddy, of like, yeah, see, they skip out on showing all the stuff the goblins did. Like, we killed half of these guys down in these barrels. They don't have any of that. So all the dwarves, they did everything. It's all these always getting left out. Always getting left out.
We're gonna get you a statue in there after this. We'll get you a statue.
I'll bring it back for the goblins.
Yeah.
Shadow,
get some credit.
Shadow would like to rummage in her bag, and she's going to pull out a charcoal, and she's going to find a space that's sort of blank, and is going to begin sketching in a very tiny goblin with a very tall dragonborn friend in amongst the dwarven carvings.
Nice.
There you go.
Baharosh and Grizzle, how do you feel about this?
First of all, graffiti over dwarven stuff, aces. Second of all, you got my good side, so I'm pretty happy with this.
Yeah. You're winning us over. Maybe you guys are trustworthy. I think we'll make sure you survive.
So you descend. Oh my God, she bailed again. Okay. All right, we have to do this a different way. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Emma's clearly having issues with her internet. So we are going to do... Oh, is she back? Oh, good. Okay, Emma. Hopefully everything stays okay. And we'll do this, and we will do this, and we will do this. And that will be the best we can do for now as we continue our adventure. So as you descend, you come to the T junction. Everyone make me a perception check, please.
I am busy chasing my tail in the darkness. It's like sneaking up on me.
Baruch got 14 plus 4, 18.
Okay. Anybody else? Did anybody else exceed a 17?
I am distracted by Shadow's tail.
Okay.
I'm like backing away from the left side. I'm like, oh man, and I'm like, my eyes are closed. I'm like, I can't deal with this.
Okay. So anybody who got 17 or better notices that there's a pit trap right in front of you, and you happen to notice it and mention it to your allies, saying, "Oh, don't step there." So that was anybody who got 17 or better.
Yeah, Baharosh puts his hand over Grizzle's chest like he's in the front seat of a car. Like, hey, watch out, little buddy. Hey, guys.
So you come to a left and a right. Which way would you like to go?
Go left, young man.
All right, look, guys. Everything in my being saying don't go left, so I think that's why we're here. It's why we got to do it. But I'm just gonna let you know I'm
You
I'm
can
feeling
hold
a little
on to
sick to
my
my stomach.
tail if you want. You can hold on.
What if I'll hold on to your tail? What if I also walk backwards? I feel like if I'm not facing it, it might
Yeah,
make
if you
me feel
face
better.
right while you go left,
Sure.
yeah. Makes
Perfect.
sense.
All right. So what you all notice is there's actually a piton in the ground as well, driven into the stone.
Does it look recent or ancient?
It looks old. It looks like something many people have probably walked right past.
Bartcan, can you tell if there's any like magic surrounding it? Or is it
Yep.
just a thing?
Yeah, can I check to see if there's like any sort of magic, like
Absolutely. You can cast detect magic. There isn't any magic in this area whatsoever, but you can make an investigation check if you like while you're standing here.
yeah, for sure. I got a 16 plus something.
So a 16 is more than enough. As you're sort of checking things out, you're looking around, you look down at this piton, you think it's weird. And, all right. You look at this piton and you look up. And you notice that there's something hanging from the ceiling. It's actually a bag full of hammers.
Right.
But you're able to avoid it because you know it's there. So
Well, that's dumb.
you
I'm walking backwards with my eyes closed though. Should I like roll to avoid this?
you can avoid it with the help of your friends.
Okay.
So you begin heading down the left corridor. Everything in Grizzle's being is resisting this, but he's heroically moving forward. After about 30 minutes of walking, you come to what looks like a dead end. The corridor is wider at the end than it is at the beginning, so it sort of widens toward the end, which is about 40 feet long and 40 feet wide. You notice that there's some crude stone structure ahead of you that's carved from the living rock. The altar is stained all black. May I have a perception check from everyone once again?
I don't like it.
No, it's totally fine.
12, 16. Total 16.
Okay.
Like 4.
7.
7.
Okay.
17 plus 3. I got a 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you all walk into this room and you're like, why is it black? What is that thing? I've never seen anything like that. Shadow across rooftops is looking down at Blair. He's like, what is that? Have you ever seen it? Blair's like, Grizzle is looking, I don't know. Baharush, have you seen anything like this? While you are all having that conversation, Farkan is like, you all see the 10 goblins, right? Like, I'm not the only one who sees the 10 goblins, but you are. Let's roll initiative.
Oh, Barkan's gonna save us all.
18.
18 for Thorond. Ed got 18. Amy.
16.
Okay, oh my gosh. 16. Emma.
12.
Emma got a 12. Grizzle.
3.
3 for Grizzle. Farkan.
I got a 15.
Farkan got a 15. Baharush.
Yeah, 8.
8 for Baharush.
Very nice.
Okay. So Farkan, you notice these goblins well before anybody else. In fact, they're all having a grand old conversation, and you're like, "Hello." So 2 goblins act. they've actually appeared behind you. So you're in the center of this room, and they're behind you in the corridor. And they don't look like any goblin you've ever seen, except perhaps the four of you who are very familiar with the hollow goblins. Their skin is gray, their eyes are lifeless black, and they stare dead, looking at you. So the first two goblins go, and they in unison hit a button. There's now a 10-foot wide pit trap between you and the exit to the corridor. Next to go is Thorond, but Thorond is surprised. After Thorond, it's Amy, but Amy is also surprised. Farkan, it's your go. Thorond and Shadow Across Rooftops are like... and it is your go. Farkan, you see there is a pair of goblins behind you. They've just revealed a pit trap. There are two pairs of goblins on either side of you, and there are two goblins above you on ledges. So 10 goblins total. What would you like to do?
Oh, jeez. Is it possible to kind of like do a fire spell at all of them?
You can't do a fire spell at all of them, but depending on the spell you pick, like if you pick Burning Hands, you could definitely hit 4 of the 10.
What else can I do? Maybe I'll just do some shocking grasp on them and just grab them and try to shock them. And
sure, you walk over to the goblin, you reach into its collar and you shock it. And is that a saving throw or attack roll for you? It's an attack roll for you, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
13.
Okay. All right. That is good. All right. And then I'm going to do one thing. No capture 7. Bear with me, y'all. This is not what I want to show everybody. No capture 8. Why does it keep making me do that? Zoom meeting. All right, we are going to do it this way. Until Emma returns, all you beautiful people, look at y'all.
You mean I have to be beautiful until Emma returns? This is going to be a strain.
I believe in you, Ed.
Oh, okay.
So, Farkan, you shocking grasp. What 8 armor class do you hit? What armor class do you hit on your shocking grasp?
Oh, 7.
7, okay.
Plus 7, yeah.
All right, that is great. Emma has returned, so we're going to do this. All right. 7, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, that is a miss. You grasp at the air, and even though this creature is moving not very quickly, you're still not quite able to catch it. The second pair of goblins acts after you, Farkan, and they toss a bag of caltrops down at the far side of the pit. They're making it harder for you to leave. The fourth goblin starts swinging a lasso. He's going to make an attack roll at Shadow Across Rooftops. Does a 19 hit you, Shadow?
It does.
The lasso grabs onto you. Wordlessly, the creature moves toward the pit and begins dragging you.
Crap.
You are now 10 feet closer to the pit. You're about 20 feet away from it. And after those goblins is Emma. It's your go. Okay, Emma is having some serious internet problems at the moment. We will skip her turn, but she thinks anyway. So then the next pair of goblins are going to go.
Oh, Emma's back.
Emma has returned. The third set of goblin is going to attack Thorond. He's reaching into a pouch, Thorond. He's chucking a bag at you.
No, not today, thank you.
Does 24 hit?
Yes.
Thorond, you have enough experience to know this is the type of thing goblins do often. and just from the smell of it as it's approaching you, you realize what it is. It's a bag.
He's throwing poo at me.
No, it's not poo. It's a bag of carrion crawler mucus. If you'd be so kind as to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Can I reaction that?
Absolutely.
I use my Cloud Rune, which
Okay.
is etched into my battle axe.
Yep.
When a creature or myself I can see within 30 feet of you is hit by an attack roll, I can use my reaction to choose a different creature within 30 feet
Okay.
to become a target. I would like them to throw it at the group that is pulling shadows in.
Okay. Absolutely. So that clearly hits. We'll see if they make the saving throw. The goblins who are pulling shadow toward the pit seem like they're paralyzed all of a sudden, like they can't even move. Baharush, you too are surprised. Grizzle, you are surprised. 2 more goblins go. One of them is going to chuck a bag of carrion crawler mucus at Eric and hit AC 14.
Oh. Oh. Got a 4.
Okay, so you're hit. You are paralyzed for the time being. You can make a save at the end of your next turn, Farkan, and the next one is going to attempt to lasso Baharush. They're not very smart, and they do not successfully grab you with their lasso, Baharush. Thorond, you are up first. What would you do? There's 7 goblins remaining. 2 of them are paralyzed.
If I was close enough to the 2 paralyzed ones to beat on them, that would be the efficient thing to do.
And you are.
But it would not be to the greater glory of Tempest, and it would not help my companions in battle. So, on the other hand, they could become unparalyzed at any time. And then Shadows Across Rooftops is imperiled. So I will beat on the 2 that are paralyzed.
Okay, sounds good.
And at the same time, I would like to attempt to break the rope that they are dragging her with.
Absolutely. You can absolutely make an attack roll on the lasso.
Okay, let's do that. I suppose I should roll.
Ideally, get some of those cosmic trial dice and let's see if you can
17.
Hit a constellation. Yeah, absolutely. 17 hits. Roll your damage.
Nice.
So, with the hammer. I should be using this. Oh boy, 6.
The rope is not very high quality. In fact, as you strike it shatters under your attack. Shadows, you are once again free. Did you have anything else you want to do, Thoron? Did you want to move or take a bonus action?
Yeah. I would like to stop, drop, and roll against the legs of these 2 paralyzed goblins and just push them into the pit.
Okay.
Without going in myself.
They automatically fail because they automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws. They tumble into the pit. You look over and you just see impaled goblins. Because
Nice.
they're dead. Shadow Across Rooftops, you are no longer freed, and in fact, you have been saved by the mighty Thoron, who heroically not only cut the lasso, but rolled into the 2 paralyzed goblins, killing them both.
Grizzle's like, hey, I was a part of that.
Tactics! The hell with tactics. Hit everything.
Pointing out that Grizzle
Nice.
is the one who blocked the mucus, made them paralyzed in the first place, because I feel like I'm not giving him enough credit, Shadow Across Rooftops, so... but it is your turn.
So, how deep is the pit trap?
10 feet.
How
And it's
deep is the
spiked at
pit
the
trap
bottom.
now that there are goblins in it?
Still 10 feet. You can easily push somebody. I mean, there's...
Could I stand on the goblins and like duck down and have cover? Or are they not covering up all the spikes yet?
Absolutely. You can stand on a pair of the goblins because you're a tabaxi and you can balance, but I need you to make an acrobatics check, otherwise you're going to take some damage.
Absolutely. I'm going to use my inspiration.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
Oh, is that 2 cosmic trial dice? Oh, that's
It
breathtaking.
is. They're so pretty.
One might say it's stellar.
Oh, oh, oh.
All right.
Ow.
I got a 12 on the die plus acrobatics is 2, so total of 14.
Okay, that's enough. There's not a very complex trap. It's made by mindless goblins, so you're easily able to do that. You now have cover. There are 2 goblins on the far side of you who've laid down caltrops, and there are 4 goblins in front of you by your friends.
Okay. I am going to shoot my light crossbow at one of the goblins by my friends.
Okay. Let me know what you get.
I got a 19 on the die plus 4 to hit, 23.
Would it scare you if I said that missed? Ha, just kidding. It doesn't miss. Go ahead. Roll your damage.
That would scare me a little. I got 10 points damage on my goblin friend.
Your arrow goes straight through its gullet. Or your quarrel. It falls straight to the ground. Wordlessly. Do you have anything else you'd like to do? Bonus action?
I'm gonna fix my ears. But other than that, I'm gonna stay here.
Okay, sounds good. After them is the goblins. Dr. Mordek, one of them is going to attempt to lasso you into the pit. But that will miss unless a 7 hits your armor class. Grizzle, they've seen what you can do.
It does not.
They do not like it. But I'm assuming a 23 will hit you, Grizzle.
It does not. No, it does. It definitely does.
That's how we're going to play D&D tonight. Okay, so that's a hit. Make me a Constitution saving throw, please. DC 13.
Got +5 on con, so let's do this.
Nice.
That's a beautiful rolling noise.
He doesn't save.
Oh! So you see Grizzled heroically standing up to the goblins. He's like, I got this. And he stops moving. Who has not received a boon yet from our wonderful, generous chat? Baharush, have you received Blair and Baharush, right?
Oh no, I got a +2 on athletics check.
Okay,
I got one.
You have been gifted a boon by our chat. So Nimble, Thimble, Wickety Whack, you avoid an op attack. The next time you'd be subjected to an opportunity attack, you can say, nah.
Oh, nice.
So after those goblins is Amy went. Farkan, it is your go.
Am I still paralyzed?
Yes, you are. But you can make a saving throw at the end of your turn.
Okay.
Constitution.
Cool. Well, I'll do that then. Let me check. I got a 6.
A 6 is not
Plus
enough.
2, so an 8. I got an 8.
An 8 is not enough to succeed. You remain paralyzed. You're trying your best, but you're just all those times in study in the dark, just not so much for the Constitution. Okay, 2 more. Who is getting the lasso this time? Grizzle is paralyzed. So Grizzle, you are getting the lasso. Hey, it hits. They drag you 10 feet toward the pit, although perhaps shadow across rooftops could catch you. Emma is her internet died again, and Baharush, it is your go. You are ready to act.
Okay. All right. So I have my scimitars out and I point at the one that's grabbing my little friend Grizzle and cast Hunter's Mark on the bigger of the 2.
Yep.
And I will attack him with a 19 plus, the natural
Absolutely.
19. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
that
not
hits.
even with my bonuses. Okay, and with the scimitar, I do 1d6 plus 4. 1 plus 4, 5 plus the Hunter's Mark, 5, 7.
You cleave this creature in twain. Do you have
Dinner!
anything else you'd like to do? Bonus action?
Well, the bonus action was the
Hunter's Mark, right?
Yeah, but with the Dread Ambusher, it says
Yes, you do.
at the start of your first turn. But I was surprised the first one. So is this
Yeah.
technically my first turn of combat?
No, you're surprised. So you
So I
missed
lost
out
that.
on
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
But you killed him anyway, so well done. You'll be able to move your Hunter's Mark with a bonus action on your next turn. Emma, it's your turn. Oh no, that was Baharush.
Well,
Emma,
we'll
it's
have
your
one
turn.
thing. Do I have enough movement left to maybe get out the sight out of the light with umbral sight where they can't see me with dark vision?
They don't seem to be seeing anything.
Oh, interesting. Oh, okay.
Emma is frozen again. So, Emma, it's your turn.
Unfrozen.
Yeah.
Nope. All right, we'll take her again. Grizzle, it's your turn. Are you paralyzed?
I am.
Make a saving throw.
I will use my inspiration on this.
Seems like a good
I
plan.
want to get out of this. Nat 20, baby.
Okay.
Nice.
So you make the save. You're going to be ready to go on your next turn. There are 4 goblins remaining. So many of them have been slain. And it's the 2 of them that are actually behind. Emma's back. Emma, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Yeah. Are there injured goblins?
There are no injured goblins. There are a bunch of dead goblins, though.
Oh, how many goblins are left?
There are 4.
Okay, I'm gonna cast a sacred flame on one of them.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, that's a crit.
Okay.
Nice.
Roll them bones.
That's 14 points of damage.
You incinerate the goblin from the inside out. In one moment it's there, and in the next it's gone.
That was a sacred flame.
Shadow across rooftops, the advantage of your position is that all of the creatures that are in amongst your friends can't really see you. You have almost total cover from them, and you're able to snipe back and forth. The disadvantage is that the two goblins that are behind you are going to try and attack you. And in fact, one of them is going to try and lasso you, and so that you lose your balance.
What a jerk.
Does a 24 hit? Okay.
No.
We are going to make an opposed check. You can make acrobatics or athletics, whichever you prefer.
I got a 17.
So the lasso wraps sort of around your neck and shoulders, but you're like, you're good. Thoron, it's your go. 4 goblins remain. 2 in the center with you and your friends, and 2 behind the pit.
And I can't get behind the pit without somehow...
Without crossing the pit, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, I will devote myself to the 2 that are
Okay.
nearer at hand, and I shall smite for the glory of Tempest! And, 18.
Oh, that is a hit.
Okay. Now let's roll. Ooh, 5.
5. So you bring your weapon down on him. It looks quite hurt. It's not quite enough to dispatch this one, but it does look wounded. Do you have any bonus action?
No, I can't use a sacred flame as a bonus action, can I?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh, well, nope.
All right. Shadow across rooftops. What would you like to do?
Do I think, from my adventuring knowledge, that if I go up, if I deftly jump out of my pit and go like nudge into Farcan, will that unparalyze him?
You don't think so? You've seen poisons like this before. Usually they're coming from creatures, but this was clearly harvested. And you think that it's something that he needs to shake off on his own. It's not something that you can sort of shake him out of.
Okay. In that instance, I'm going to shout, "Get it together, you two!" And then I'm going to turn and I'd like to shoot my crossbow at one of the goblins who's trying to lasso me.
Okay, go for it.
That's a nat 1.
That is going to miss.
Okay.
Okay, after Shadow Across Rooftops, Farkan, you are still paralyzed, as I recall. May I have a Constitution saving throw, please?
That's a 13.
A 13 is exactly what you needed. You have now resisted the effects of the carrion crawler mucus. You will be able to act fully on your next turn. Emma, it's your go.
All right. Well, that secret flame looked like it worked quite well. I'm going to cast on the one that was trying to lasso my friend Shadow. But this time I'm going to miss.
Okay. Baharush, it's your go.
Nice. Okay, so I got the umbral sight didn't really seem to have an effect. So
Not
if I
on
stepped
these guys,
up,
no.
okay. So who is the closest to, I guess, one of my comrades that I could get to?
Thorond is right beside two of them, and then there are two of them that are sort of far on the other side of the pit.
All right. Okay, those guys I can't probably reach. So I'll get the two on Thoron. I'll cast Hunter's Mark on one.
Okay.
And attack that one.
Hit him.
As it wants. And it is 18 plus 6, so 24.
Are you attacking the one that Thorond hit, or are you attacking a fresh one?
I'm going to attack the fresh one. I'm
Okay.
going to I'll attack the fresh one.
Roll your damage.
All right, so I get 1d6 plus that's 2, 4. Wait, where did I get? 2 plus 4, so that's 6 plus the Hunter's Mark. Ooh, 6. That's 12. Nice. Oh, that's a good one. All right.
You completely split the goblin in two, but as you do, you notice something strange. You're quite an experienced combatant, and you notice that when you do, it's almost like the goblin is empty inside. Like what was once there is now more or less gone.
So there's no like blood or anything. It's just like a body that just falls apart?
Yep.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Okay, Grizzle, you have heroically shaken off the carrion crawler mucus. 2 goblins remain jousting with Shadow Across Rooftops, who's dancing along spikes, and one is now beside Thorond, though he's gravely wounded.
I don't think I can get across the pit either.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go finish off this one. I'm gonna help Thorond out.
Okay.
Looks like he's struggling a bit. So Grizzle's gonna muscle on over there.
Okay.
Of the 2 weapons on my back, I picked the smaller of the 2, which
Okay.
is a 2-handed greatsword, and I swing.
Go for it.
And I roll a 2. So I swing and a miss, and I just look at Thoron like, I tricked you. You got this.
The one is going to attempt to attack Thorond with a spear, missing horribly. Thorond, it's your go.
Right. I am going to retreat around behind Baharush and Grizzle from the wounded goblin.
Okay.
And at the same time, I am going to cast Sacred Flame at one of the 2 that Shadows Across Rooftops is across the pit. I will, in choosing one that has the trajectory, has the lowest chance of singeing her on the way past.
No problem.
And then I will, yes, let's just Sacred Flame. Oh boy. So I will roll this. And, 14.
14 damage. You, like the Sacred Flame before it, eviscerate this creature. What was once there, it now gone. Just dust.
Oof.
Cresting over the pit.
So we've got one intact one across the pit.
Yep.
And we've got one that's taken some damage.
Yep.
On the near side of the pit from my point of view.
Exactly. Shadow Across Rooftops, it's your go.
Spend my turn getting the ash out of my ears as a free action. I would like to Guiding Bolt
Okay.
the remaining goblin on the far side of the pit with a lasso.
Okay, shadow across rooftop. Not kidding around.
A 6 hits.
I mean, no,
Okay.
but you made it look good. If that makes
I
you feel
did.
any better, yeah.
It's very sparkly. Okay.
You scared it a little.
Farkan, it is your go, my friend. You are the last line of defense for shadow across rooftops.
So
what would you like to
wait,
do?
is the one attacking her on our side of the pit, or is this
It's
one
on. It's on the
far
other side of the pit, so they're attacking it with
Okay.
ranged weapons.
side? Okay, because I think I have a longbow.
Okay.
If I can shoot at them.
Yeah, you could shoot at them. You could cast a spell like Firebolt. It's completely up to you.
Oh yeah, I have firebolt. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, go for it. Let me know what you hit.
Because I have. That's a 9.
A 9 is not a hit. They just sort of deftly dodge out of the way. They're not really all there, but they still do seem to possess some physical prowess. Emma, it's your go.
So that one that's damaged, can it make a wisdom saving throw, please, of DC 13 as
Absolutely.
bells start clanging in the distance, and I'll save you from playing.
It fails.
Oh,
Nice. So,
And the bells toll. It's death. Baharush, it's your go. One remains on the far side of the pit.
Okay, and how far could he jump? Because it's 10 feet. Could I like run and
What's
jump?
your strength?
My strength is with the gauntlets. It's 19.
You can absolutely not only clear the pit, which is 10 feet, but you can clear the caltrops that they left to make it harder for you to jump over, and you can stand right beside the goblins like a darn hero.
Ah, that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna just run with his scimitars. He's not gonna use the bonus action. He's gonna use 2 scimitars instead of bonus action. He runs, jumps.
So
and
as
attacks.
you're leaping over the pit, your scales are glinting in the dim light. Your scimitar is there. It's almost as though there are phantasmal wings that carry you across the pit. You land on the other side, you make your attack, and you dispatch the goblin with ease. We are now out of combat, but what you all hear as we depart combat is something strange. It's something that Flip might have warned you about. It's a
Look, when Flip was talking, Grizzle wasn't paying too much attention.
you hear a hi-ya echo in the distance, which tells you that Bo is around somewhere smashing goblins using Tullis's hammer. That's where we are going to take our break. Thank you everybody who's watched so far. Appreciate your patience with our technical issues. We will be back in about 10 minutes to continue the journey. Thank you very much for your generous donations. We do have one boon which I will distribute on the way back. In the meantime, we are going to watch a video about Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you so much.
Cool.
There was nothing to make us think that there would be anything wrong with our child, let alone that he would have this fatal rare disease. He would fall over quite a bit, and we just thought he was just a big kid and kind of klutzy. Owen was diagnosed with Duchenne muscular dystrophy when he was 6 years old, and you can imagine how devastating that is. Things that worry me are the things that we don't see. And those are things like his heart and his lungs. So it's not just his muscles that keep him walking are getting weak. It's that all of his muscles are getting weaker. He will die because his heart will either give out or he won't be able to breathe anymore. Those are the reasons that Duchenne kids end up dying. Not because they could walk or not walk. The burden of the disease on the family is huge. We have to pay for equipment. We've had to move houses, we've had to build an accessible home, and that's on top of clinic appointments. That's on top of going to see his neuromuscular team. We live in this fear of, is he gonna be okay? I can't wrap him up in bubble wrap and send him on his way, right? But it's not just a disease for them, it's a disease for us too, right? We all live this disease.
Announcements.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are back from our break. Thank you so much for joining us. We're so grateful that you've been watching and donating and sticking with us. So there's a couple things that we need to get through. First, a generous, through all your generosity, we have raised over $500 so far. And when we hit $500, I was asked to sing a song, so I will do that. And so all of you, Thoron, Shadow Across Rooftops, you heard the hi-ya, but you also hear another familiar voice echoing through the Goblin Warrens. It's Flip. He's singing you a song. He wants you to know that he's thinking about you. And it goes something like this. Country roads, take me home to that place where I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home to those country roads. So thank you, everybody, for donating. If we reach $1,000, I will sing another song, or if we reach $1,000, I will not sing another song, depending on how you vote. So it is up to you. I know how Emma is voting. She once called my singing the worst thing to happen in 2020. And we have some major boons and banes to give out. So let's do that. First, Farcan, the next time you roll a 1 on an ability check, you may re-roll that check with disadvantage. So basically, if you roll a 1 on a check, you can roll it again, but you roll 2 dice and take the lowest number.
Lower than a 1?
Shadow Across Rooftops, you get +2 to your next persuasion check as you lead with a joke that kills. Why did the dwarf tumble down the mountainside? Because she loves rock and roll. And then
Very funny.
specifically, Grizzle was given a bane, a wild swing at a perilous cost. The town of Mudville has never seen its like. The next time you attack, the enemy has advantage to hit you, but so too do you have advantage to hit them until the beginning of your next turn.
The important thing here, I'm sorry, Grizzle, who is your animal companion?
This is Evie.
Hi, Evie. Sorry, Gary.
No.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
Totally.
How could you
totally
bane
fine.
this? What kind of monster put a bane on this?
And
So you should have put her on the screen earlier. You know, you wouldn't have got it.
So you hear Flip sing, and quickly followed by that you hear another "Hiya!" And as you know, you can hear Bo is around somewhere smashing hollow goblins with Tollis's hammer. But to business. Now you're able to investigate the stone statue or altar or whatever it is. You can take a quick look if you'd like.
It's gross, right? It was dark and gross.
It was
Black?
It was covered with black ichor. As you go forward, you can tell that it's sort of like the leavings of the adamantite ore.
I am disinclined to go anywhere near it, as I remember what happened to us last time that we went near the dark stuff. It tried to kill us. So I'm going to step behind Grizzle and Baja Rouge and just maybe you should go check it out.
I'm not too bright, so I just stick my hand in it.
Okay, make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Ooh, I am wise, though. Here we go. Wisdom saving throw. Ooh, but not today. 7.
So you're basically going up. You're wiping the black ichor. You're spreading it around. The good news is you've revealed an inscription. The bad news is you lose 1 point of your charisma.
Cool.
Oh, whoa.
And the inscription says, "Surrender spirit to the lady who laughs and receive her blessing." Surrender spirit to the lady who laughs and receive her blessing.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Do you want to make an investigation check or perception, or you want to look around? Anybody?
I'm just going to point to the notes in my book that say, Lady Delsandra, beware Bashaba, beware her games. This seems like a trap.
It's a trap.
Spirit. What does that mean, though? Dr. Mordek, do you know anything about this spirit? How do we surrender a spirit?
Well, that's a very good question. So generally, it is well-established medical thought that spirits and humors instill all of our bodies, and that if there's an imbalance of one or the other, clearly then it causes tension in your brain, which then causes the brain to explode. That's in Mordek's volume 4, Dr. Mordek on aneurysms. So I think if we were to somehow jam something into one of our brains, strong enough, that should surrender our spirit enough to satisfy the bone.
And give us all aneurysms.
Possibly at least one of us, yes. But I have my doctor's bag. It should be safe.
Everyone make me a perception or an investigation check, please.
Does it have to be our brain? Could we use one of their brains?
A 19.
Okay.
22.
19.
18.
18.
So
Me likey these dice.
I heard
Yeah.
120. And the person who got 20, you notice that there's the faint lines of what looks to be a hidden door cut in the stone. You can't see any mechanisms or anything that might cause it to open, but what you all notice from your perception and investigation checks is that around the base of the stone that's covered in ichor, you notice the remnants of old, aged, broken glass bottles.
Bottles, you said?
Bottles, yeah. You can look at them more closely if you like, or not. It's up to you.
Yeah, Baha Roche will take one of those and kind of smell it and look at it.
You pick it up, you smell it. It smells like alcohol.
Ah.
Like a little bit of burned alcohol, burned brandy or burned whiskey or mead or something.
Oh, well, I hate to do this. I reach into my bag and I grab out some alcohol. I carry rubbing alcohol for medicine and whiskey for medicine. And I spill a little bit of the whiskey.
The door opens immediately.
That kind of spirit. Okay, that makes sense. Can I knock over some of the remaining bottles before we leave?
100%. They crackle joyfully.
And I'll take Baha Roche will take a little bit of that Jorvanel that we got earlier, and he'll pour it, but without touching that the kind of altar, and kind of pour some directly on that and see if that does anything different.
Sure. It doesn't. You feel like you've opened the door and you're going forward.
Okay.
Farkan, you are a scholar of all things odd and arcane. I'd like you to make me an Arcana check, please, and a religion check. Anybody can make the religion check, but I'd like Farkan to make me the Arcana check, please.
Just been rubbing the ichor like on myself like a moisturizer, so I'm not like involved in what everybody else is doing. I'm just like really enjoying the feel it has on my body.
It's great for the skin, but you're coarser than usual.
I got a 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I will do the religion check.
Okay. Shadow Across Rooftops, would you like to do a religion check as well?
I'd like to sneeze, so I will.
Very well.
No, thank you.
Okay.
17.
So, okay. Thoron, do you recall reading an ancient text in one of your studies, you don't remember where, that described the process of a hollowing out of the spirit in the body, but you can't pull any further details from your mind at the moment. You have to really think about it a bit harder. Farkan, however, you are looking at the goblins, and this is the second time you've seen these goblins from your trip last time into the barrow and the warrens. You think that this hollowing effect is extraplanar. You think it's something from outside of the material plane. You can't tell exactly where from or what it is, but you recognize the stain of something extraplanar for sure. All right. As you descend, I'm assuming you will advance downward. As you descend, you see cracks leading downward from all the seismic activity you've heard about. Anyone who's a dwarf may make me a stone cutting check, please.
Oh, gosh, I rolled a 20.
Well, despite the cracks, which are large and nerve-inducing, you recognize that the walls are solid and they're not going to come down on you at any time. So you can happily lead your people downward. You lead, the pathway is clearly unnatural. It's been cut and there are stairs. It leads downward, but the stairs seem oddly untouched by seismic activity. As you come to what seems to be a flat floor, you see a smirking face carved into the wall across from you. It's about 25 feet away.
Would you say the smirk is mischievous?
I would.
What do you think of
Bashaba.
that Baffinut guy? Buffoon?
Hopefully, Bob.
Bahurush? Butter tart?
Is the face like recognizable, or is it just like
No,
a carving, or is it like
it's just a
dwarf or
carving,
goblin?
like
Okay.
it's an anthropomorphic representation of a generally vaguely humanoid-esque face. That's like
Shaba? Toying with us?
So you're all about 25 feet away. What do you do? Farkan, you, using your intuition, recognize that there is magic attached to the face.
All right.
So you can make
I'm going to do a detect magic then.
Absolutely. You spend a few minutes, you summon your powers of detect magic, and you recognize that the face is actually shrouded in conjuration magic. Conjuration magic is something that brings things into being.
Grizzle sees everybody we're all staring at it for a bit too long, and he's like, all right, I'll do it. And just starts walking towards the face.
So Grizzle walks forward. You get to about 10 feet of it, and the mouth starts speaking. And the mouth says, "Are you on a righteous quest?"
I just look back like, I'm going to need some help here.
I'd say, Baharosh, but I guess it depends on who you ask.
Yes, I'm on a righteous quest. I'm always on righteous quests.
So as Thoron says, "Yes, I'm on a righteous quest," the mouth opens and belches a sulfurous gas cloud in front of everyone who's 20 feet, within 20 feet away. So one person...
Miss!
Oh. Thoron holds up his hand and says, "Miss." It's almost as though the gods themselves push forward a wall of wind, and the gas is pushed back into the mouth, and it almost is like the rocks almost puff up. You didn't even think it could do that.
I'm pretty good at blowing wind.
So Grizzle remains standing there, and the mouth once again says, "Are you on a righteous quest?"
I'm here on a dispassionate quest.
It will repeat the question.
No.
No.
Amy, make me a deception check, please.
Ooh, that's a 10 on the die plus 2, 12.
As you say no, the mouth says good, and the door opens.
Oh.
What would you like to do?
Is it just it's just a long hallway with the face? Was the face the door? Like, did that slide open, or is there doors?
Yeah,
off?
there's just sort of a door on either side of the face that you can go into, but they both end up leading into a long tunnel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I look for traps?
Absolutely.
I would like to use my find traps spell.
Okay, yep, go for it.
I sense the presence of any trap within 120 feet that was in my line of sight.
Okay. So you can easily lead... there's no traps beyond the one you already know about, the magical trap that's before you. You can lead the way down. There are no traps leading downward. Both of the doors in the small room that you were in lead to a single large passageway that's 10 feet wide and sort of 10 feet high. The pathway continues descending. But at this point, there are no longer stairs. It's a natural pathway. It's far less direct than the path that brought you to the grinning face, actually. At times, you even find yourself going upward. The rocks are worn smooth. Anyone who has the ability can make me a nature check.
What a 3 do?
No.
How about a 15?
A 15 will do.
Show off.
Shadow Across Rooftops, you think that this was created by some sort of creature. It's not a creature you're familiar with, but what you find interesting is that At the edges of the tunnel, there seems to be what looks like the remnants of acid, almost as though it melted the rock as it was driving and creating through these tunnels.
I'll point it out. Anyone seen this before? These creature marks?
As a liver of this mountain, for my 13 years as a goblin adult, would I have seen anything like this? Would I have heard of anything like this?
You've heard stories about creatures that live in the bowels of the mountain. Creatures that have no name. They spark great fear in all of your kind. You dare not speak its name lest you bring it forward, and thus the name has been lost to time. Much in the same way that you haven't ever gone left, you speak not the name of the creature that dwells in the bowels of the mountain.
All right, so here's the deal. This is all bad. This is just bad for us. It's bad for the mountain. My people speak of this. We know about it. We don't speak of it because it's like bad. But this isn't good. This isn't good.
I feel like this should have been part of the briefing. I'm going to have words with Flip later.
Okay, we have two major boons coming in, one for Amy and one for Ed. Ed, on your way down in the tunnel, you actually find a strange cache of treasure. Inside is a potion of greater healing, 50 feet of silk rope, an ornate silver dagger, 10 pitons, and a hammer. Amy,
I take it.
Uh-oh. You said it was a good one, right?
Yeah. So this is your boon, Amy. Cast it into the fire! No. Once, you may force an enemy to re-roll a d20.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you for those generous boons. So you don't know the creature Grizzle, but you know that there is talk of something that lives in the belly of the mountain, and you hope it remains asleep as you descend deeper and deeper.
Is this like acid etching? Is it like dripping or anything?
It's not dripping, no. It's dry. It's just when Shadow Across Rooftops made her check, she recognizes that the stone was melted as opposed to carved.
All right, team. Like I said, this is bad. But that's all I got. There's a big monster. Obviously, it's worm-like because it's sliding through tunnels, making tunnels. Our only hope is that it stays asleep. So as long as nobody's making any really loud noises with a large hammer throughout the dungeon, I think we'll be okay.
As you say that, you hear "Hiya!"
Okay, so like less of that. If we all just like as a group agree that no more of that, that'd be great.
Okay, what would you like to do next? Would you like to continue descending down the passageway? Okay. The passageway descends until it reaches like a 20-foot platform. It's 20 wide by 20 deep. It leads out into a vast crevasse. You look to the side, you can't see the end of it. You look to the other side, you can't see the end of it. You look up and you look down. It extends as far as your eyes can see. It's about 16 feet across. There's a narrow beam of rock that's 3 inches wide that crosses the chasm.
How wide are my cat paws?
They're pretty. I mean, they're about that wide. You could make it across because you're a tabaxi. You would get advantage on acrobatics to cross. Of course, if you fall, you fall for a long time. But that's probably not going to happen, right?
So that's the only thing linking the two.
So
like we're on
you
this
can
platform
see.
and there's
You're
this
on this
tiny,
platform,
okay.
And then there's the. I'm going to do it this way. You're on the platform, and then there's the thing, and then there's a platform on the other side.
Farkan, do you have any magic? Can you make us fly? Can you protect us?
I don't think I have any magic like that.
Yeah.
Can you do it twice? Because we got to get back.
Well, we got some. How about some rope and I throw Grizzle? Grizzle, you want to fly?
This is a good idea.
Okay. I love this plan. Baharush, inspiration for you. And make me a athletics check. You're going to fastball special Grizzle across the way.
Okay. Well, we'll tie him with some rope first, just in case. I don't want to. If I miss him, I don't want to totally lose him.
I just look. I look at you in the eyes as you're doing this. I'm like, just like we did in that dwarven barrow 2 years ago, man. We got this.
I remember. Oh, they never saw it coming.
Okay. Athletics check.
1.
Okay. So
but can I plus 2? No, it doesn't matter.
You rolled a 1. Amy, would you like to use your boon to force him to re-roll?
Yes.
Okay. You may re-roll your die.
I'm not going to roll that
For a moment, Amy was so angry at you that you rolled a 1 that you became her enemy. And you re-rolled the die. What's your athletics check?
All right. Now it's 14 plus 4. So 18. Now total 18. Yes. Then much better.
So, Thoron, you've been around for a while. And you've never seen a goblin sail through the air with the greatest of ease until right now. It's safe to say that as of this moment, you've seen it all.
Hopefully not. This is a family program, but yes. Okay, I've now seen it all. And does Grizzle land with a gentle
Absolutely. Yep.
roll? He doesn't go splat?
He does not.
And the rope remains tied to him?
Indeed it does.
Wow. This is one good thing after another.
So Grizzle, you're now on the other side. What would you like to do?
I start by going, I knew you could do it, buddy.
Yeah, I got you. Took a second. So I guess I swung him. Like I missed it. He swung and then I just went.
It's a swing and a miss.
Is there anything on this side that I could see?
Absolutely.
To tie this to?
You can see a bunch of things.
Uh-oh.
There's a tunnel tucked into one corner. And you see 3 offering bowls, 3 simple metal offering bowls on the ground. There's a statue of a one-armed troll sort of hovering over these offering bowls. Its hand is outstretched. There's an inscription, but you can't read it very well from where you are. And that's all you can see.
I yell that back to the team over the canyon. What should I do?
What does it look like?
There's a one-armed goblin. Sorry, one-armed troll, and 3 bowls, and then a tunnel.
Can you go around the bowls to where you can read the inscription? Is there room?
Absolutely. So the inscription says, "Before you meet the lady who laughs, we invite you to play her game. Before you rests 5 simple gifts, and no 2 are the same. Place a single gift inside each bowl, and speak out loud her name. But tread with caution penitence, only one path wins this game. Choose wisely." And the gifts that you can look at are a 6-sided die, a copper coin, a ceramic cup, a wooden gaming piece, and a whetstone.
I relay that back to the team, being like, I am not smart enough to handle this. This is too much pressure. Y'all need to help me.
As a priest of Tempest, I do not play Bishava's games. I would highly recommend we don't either. Is the way clear to this tunnel?
Absolutely.
I don't know. We gotta.
I agree with
trickster.
Thoron. Definitely, we should not play an impish game like this, but totally pick the wooden gaming piece.
Grizzle, how lucky do you feel? I'm trying not to sound like Clint Eastwood.
I'll try anything you tell me to.
Wow. Baharosh is like, she's the god of tricks, correct? So game, so a 6-sided die, maybe, a wooden game piece, and I don't know the other one, but I don't think she would be a whetstone. You know, she's not the god of war. I don't know.
I don't think you should
She likes
play at
spirits,
all.
or maybe it's ceramic cup.
I don't think you should play at all.
I
Could I
think you
tie-
should choose, but choose wisely.
I just yell back, "That's not helping."
Can you tie the rope around the base of the troll?
I was about to say, can I tie the rope around
Absolutely, you can.
the troll? Okay. I do that snugly.
So you're all able to eventually cross over without any issues because of the inspirational play of Grizzle and Baharush, both of whom now
Nice.
have inspiration for their wonderful movement. Farkan, what do you make of all this? Would you like me to read you the inscription again?
Yeah.
Okay. Before you meet the lady who laughs, we invite you to play her game. Before you rests 5 simple gifts, and no 2 are the same. Place a single gift inside each bowl, and speak out loud her name. But tread with caution, penitents, only one path wins this game. The 5 objects are a 6-sided die, a copper coin, a ceramic cup, a wooden gaming piece, and a whetstone.
Can I
Well, sorry, go ahead.
What were you gonna?
can I like check for magic on each of the bowls? to see if there's,
Absolutely.
like-
So you cast. You're over there. You cast detect magic. You don't detect anything magical.
Could I look at? I guess Baharush will check it out and see if any of the pieces have never been moved or have been moved. Like if there's one that's less dusty than the other one, or like
It's
there's
been a while since they've been moved. It would be very difficult to tell that.
okay.
Yeah.
I knocked the ceramic cup onto the ground.
Make me an acrobatics check, please. Oh, a sleight of hand.
Oh.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Just to confirm, the lady's not Sicilian, is she?
I got a 19 on the die.
So you bat the ceramic cup over, and it just sort of rolls around, but it doesn't break or crack.
I hit it again.
If your intention is to break it, you can.
Maybe on our way out.
Okay.
Shadows, what are you doing?
I can't help it.
Oh, okay.
Well, she likes spirits, so what if we fill up the cup? What if I put some? I'll pour a little bit of ale in that cup.
Okay. Pour some ale in the cup. But what is the group decision? So I've heard 2 votes not to play the game at all from Thorond and from Dr. Mordek. Farkan, where do you rest? Do you want to solve the puzzle, or do you want to just bypass it altogether?
Well, I would say bypass it actually. If
Okay.
that's possible.
Okay. Shadow across rooftops. What would you like to do?
I want to play the game.
Okay. So all right. So that's 3 votes. 3 votes for go for it. And Baharush, what would you like? Would you like to play the game, or would you like to bypass it?
Yeah, I don't think it seems like this god of tricks is not going to like it if we don't play her game. So we at least got to play a little bit, I think.
Are
it's to
we
our advantage.
inventing democracy? Ooh, that's
Grizzle, what would you like to do?
The tunnel, is it like directly behind the troll?
It's behind the troll, but not directly behind the troll. It's kind of off to the corner.
Can I see if there is like a hidden door or hidden tunnels?
Yeah, make me an investigation check.
Investigation. 16 minus 1, 15.
You don't see anything. It looks to
Okay.
be fairly straightforward, this setup, for sure.
Okay. I gotta go with my buddy,
All right.
Baharush.
So it's 3 in favor of the 3 in favor of bypassing, 3 in favor of going for it. We are at an impasse. Chat, what should they do? Should they bypass the game, or should they play it? Let you break the tie.
Okay.
I have a bad feeling about it.
Yeah.
I also have a bad feeling.
Because
My,
Yeah, me too.
chat
Oh,
is
they're
safe
saying-
at home.
Looks like they're saying to play. Oh no.
I have a bad feeling, but Grizzle has a great feeling.
Oh yeah.
All right, Josh and Matt, what is chat telling us? Are they saying they want to roll the dice, or are they saying that we should? Chat says play the game. All right, chat
Okay.
breaks the tie. Which pieces would you like to place?
We
in the
are
bowl?
so doomed.
Well, if we ask chat, are we able to break the fourth wall and look at the chat?
Stop cheating. No. All right, Farkan, what do you think? Which 3 objects should we put in the cups?
Well, if it's games, I definitely think the one of the 6-sided die.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
What were
That's
the
it.
other ones again?
It's
yeah,
not.
here,
It's
let me
not
put
the
it back up.
whetstone. I
Let
don't
me
think
put it
it
back
would
up.
be the whetstone.
Not
That's
the
like a
whetstone.
weapon.
6-sided
That's not the
die, a
whetstone.
Yeah, the
coin.
game piece.
The gaming piece and the copper coin.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Yeah.
are you guys cool with 6-sided die, copper coin, gaming piece? Okay.
I am
Is the-
cool with
Yes.
none of this.
Is the troll pointing at any of the bowls in particular?
No, it's sort of just
Okay.
gesturing welcomingly. If a
Okay.
one-armed troll can do that. So you put the stuff in the bowls, and do you do anything else?
Don't we have to shout her name or something?
That is what the inscription said. Speak out loud her name. Place a single gift inside each bowl and speak out loud her name. So do you do that? You put it in the bowl, say Bashaba, bowl, Bashaba, bowl, Bashaba. And heroes, just so you know, the vote to play the game from chat was unanimous. There was no divisions like in our heroic party. So
Either y'all are really smart or we're in trouble.
Or TPK is very entertaining.
hashtag content. So you put it in there, you say her name, and great. There's the tunnel. You can go back. What would you like to do?
Grizzle's just like, wait, so that's it? And just like, I poke the troll.
The troll is
And-
poked.
And Baja Roche will drink from the cup he had it. He held it. He poured some ale in it. He'll drink it and then pour some out and say her name also.
Tastes delicious, if not a little dusty.
Yeah.
I don't know if
And-
Baja Roche is a guy who's gonna like scrub the cup before he drinks it. It's just like
Nah. He just
okay. So are you gonna go down the tunnel? I'm assuming, or
Let's do
are you
it.
gonna hang out here, rest, or do something? Okay. So you're gonna go down the tunnel for no particular reason at all. What is your party order?
Mhm.
For no reason.
Ants, monkeys, death.
I feel like
I'm-
Grizzle's been going forward for a lot of it, so probably keeping that up.
So Grizzle's first. Who would be second?
Yeah, I'll go
No,
behind
well, if-
Grizzle just in case I need to blast some fire or
All
something.
right. Perfect.
Okay.
Farkan
Then I'll-
second.
Then I'll go up there. Then I'll
Okay.
go up there.
Baja
third.
Roche. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll be last.
Okay. Shadow is last.
Then Thoron will be next.
Thor. Okay.
All right, and then I guess Mordek will be
In
volunteer to
between
go
Thoron.
almost
Heroically guarding Thoron's back. So you're descending down the tunnel. Nothing seems to happen. It's not the same type of tunnel you saw. So clearly this tunnel, the previous tunnel you were in, led out into the crevasse, but this is more narrow. It's definitely gives you a different feel. Baharush, may I have a dexterity saving throw, please?
18 plus 4, 22.
A tripwire explodes out of the floor, but you're easily able to dodge it. You think that if you had failed that saving throw, do I have any chat? Do I have any rerolls that can force a player to reroll? Can anybody tell me that before I explain what just happened? Can my associates help me? I don't think I do. So you were able to dodge it. You think that if you had tripped, you would have forced the 2 people who were in front of you to also make saves to prevent tumbling down the rest of the tunnel. But heroically, Baharush has saved himself and the party, and the pathway continues to descend. It descends finally to a flat surface. Once again, it opens into a natural opening within the mountain, but the lichen stops, so it's completely black to where you are. So if you have dark vision, you can see about the length of your dark vision. Around the outside of the entrance to this cavern, you see runes, and you can tell that they are ancient and powerful. Mordek, you're now so deep below the surface that it's hard to tell exactly how deep you are. Farkan, make me an Arcana check, please, and you get advantage on this check.
7.
7, you get advantage. Roll twice and give me the better
Okay.
number. Yeah.
26.
Okay, 26. You don't know what these runes say, but you recognize it's not actually a language, but it's music. Music made of magic. It's like a symphony of powerful warding magic.
All right, I'll do a detect magic then. See.
You don't detect any magic beyond. You detect the magic from your friends, but nothing in the cavern beyond. It's like you can't penetrate that surface. The cavern is 50 feet long and about 30 feet wide, but the ceiling is very much above your sight, similar to the crevasse was you couldn't see down. Those of you with dark vision, does anybody have dark vision?
I do.
Okay, so everybody who has dark vision can see toward the end of the cave. You see a lively, muscular woman with long raven hair leaning against the wall. She's wearing leather armor. Does anybody have proficiency with thieves' tools, leatherworkers' tools? Is a forge cleric, a fighter, or make a history check?
I'm a fighter.
Okay.
I can do thieves' tools.
Okay.
I can make a history
I
check.
can make a history check as
Okay,
well.
all of you please roll.
Would a 6 do it, Gary?
6 will not.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Will an 8 do it?
Will not.
Am I rolling history?
History, or you can just add your fighter level to the check plus your intelligence. Or wisdom, whichever you prefer.
Okay, yeah, I was like, ooh, it goes down then.
History check 16.
16. Okay.
16 fighter check.
Okay. So both Thorond and Grizzle, you recognize that the style of armor she's wearing has been out of style for at least a century. Nobody wears this type of armor anymore. Those of you with dark vision see on her chest she's wearing there's a symbol of black antlers on a red field. And she looks up at all of you because she can see in the dark. And she says, "At last, someone received my messages. I thought it would be that dwarf who would find me so many years ago when I opened the path to him, but alas, he was too simple. He did not come as I bid him. But you all did, to release me."
Didn't sign up for that.
Whoa. Don't know what you're talking about, lady. Let's pause the brakes here.
I have nowhere else to be.
Oh, good. So you can stay here then.
Are you going to speak to her? Are you going to enter the cave? What are you all going to do?
Turn around and go the other way.
Yeah, you can go back up and tell everybody what you found if you like.
I'm at the back of the party, so maybe I'm
you
gonna
might not
back
even be
up
able to see it. Yeah, you're just
couple
like
steps.
Yep.
Yeah.
What could go wrong with us just entering the cavern?
Good.
Well, if we're walking forward, I want to check for traps a little bit as we walk.
Okay. Yeah,
more.
absolutely. Tell me what your perception bonus is. I'd like to roll for you. No particular reason why.
Oh, okay. My wisdom perception, it's passive perception is +4.
+4. Okay. You don't see any traps.
Okay.
Yep.
Grizzle's just like, what are you doing here? I don't move forward or anything. I just
Okay,
like call
yep,
it across
yep,
the.
She can hear you. I've long been imprisoned here due to ill fortune. My sister's priests bound me to this place, and I have as yet been unable to escape.
What'd you do to get bound here?
My sister is awful. I did nothing wrong.
Who are you?
I am the lady who laughs last, though you peasants may know me as Bishaba. Well, to be more precise, I am an avatar of Bishaba's power, trapped on Toril for far too long. Everyone can make me a religion check, please.
17.
16.
Okay. Farkan, what'd you get?
18.
18?
11.
11. Okay. So basically, everybody who got greater than 15 knows that Bishaba is the sister of Timora, who is the goddess of luck. Bishaba, which you know already, is the goddess of ill fortune, accidents, and mischief. Since they erupted into the universe, they've been at constant struggle.
Sounds like sisters.
Not knowing that, Gristle just like turns to the group and like, I don't like this.
Yeah,
This is creepy.
She begins walking slowly forward. Come closer and let me look at all of you.
We don't do that.
Far away is she?
She's about 30 feet away from you now.
Okay.
I unsheath my sword.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I would do that also.
I'm just like, whoa. Stay back.
I am in a room, trapped, a prison, one might say. You brave heroes are outside. What have you to fear from me?
She said something about a dwarf that she tried to talk to and he
She
didn't
did.
come.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know who that is?
Make me an insight check, please.
That's a 24.
Okay, you know exactly who is talking about. You remember that the Trollheart Barrow for many hundreds of years was not explored. It was only inhabited by the goblins of the Deep Warren. About 150 years ago or so, there was a large seismic event which opened up the barrow to the outside world. It was then that Tollus Gravenbeard found the barrow and the sky metal. So you can reasonably assume that she's referring to that event, that she was responsible for the seismic activity that opened the barrow to the Gravenbeard clan. In fact, you're almost certain of it.
Do we think she would know about the sky metal
You can ask her.
and about the I don't know, I don't want to talk to her. She's kind of creepy. My lady, you said that the dwarf did not come to your invitation or did not follow your invitation. Why did you want him to come down here to find you?
Freedom. Obviously. Is there anything else one might desire if they were imprisoned?
A good book.
Companionship, perhaps. Over hundreds of years, the same book
Maybe.
grows thin.
It's a really good one. So, if we let you out, what happens?
Oh, I didn't say let me out. I said release me. They are not the same. She steps another 10 feet forward. She's now 20 feet away from the end of the prison.
Be no like of this.
Hey lady.
Yeah, this is-
We said stop coming forward, or it's gonna be, it's not gonna be good for you.
What better way to see you, my lovelies? but to walk forward and see your bright shining faces. It's been so long since I've been blessed with the gift of company.
Way back away.
Yeah, I want to make sure that like nobody's put a toe across
Not
like
yet.
what I guess would be the room.
Not yet.
Yeah, is it?
Okay.
Farkan, do you have any questions you'd like to ask her? Did you want to ask her about the sky metal or anything else?
Sure, I get. Well, how does she know about the sky metal? What does she know about it?
Ah, yes.
What do you know about it?
The black adamantite ore. The heart of the mountain is corrupted, and not just by me. But when I depart, perhaps a part of that shadow will be released. But who's to say?
Released where?
Some questions cannot be answered to mortals. You would not comprehend the answer.
Oh dear, I guess we can't comprehend what to do then, so I guess we should go away.
My friend, if that is what you wish, leave me in peace.
You said the heart was corrupted and not just by you. Who else corrupts it? What else corrupts it? What is greater than Bashaba?
There are forces at work in Trollheart Barrow. That is all I will say. Now, please, come in and join me. It's been so long since I've had company.
No thank
Can I
What?
like insight into like is she like lying to me or does
Yeah,
do
go
I
for
get, getting bad vibes or something?
Yeah,
here?
go for it.
Okay, well, let's just not talk about that roll. That's fine.
You are absolutely certain that nobody in the history of your life has been honest with you, more honest with you right now.
Look, guys, I think we should go in.
No, I don't. I put my little my hand on my buddy. I'm like, whoa, hold up. And I ask
Grizzle,
her,
if you think you need to go in there, I need to investigate your eyes for a second because you might be having an aneurysm.
I'm open to this.
She says, perhaps I can make things more welcoming for you. And the ground begins to tremble.
and I ask her, what happened to the last person that you had? What was happened to your last companion that was down here?
I have had none.
You said it. You said it was a while since you've had company.
That is just something you say. Would you prefer that I said I've been alone for centuries? No. I am too great for such nonsense.
Sounds like a god, all right.
The tremor...
Is she making the ground shake?
Clearly she
Can I
is.
ask her that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I
Basically,
think we should get out
she
of
put
here.
her hands down like this, and the ground began to shake. And she hears Dr. Morden say, we should get out of here. And she says, but how will you cross the bridge if the tunnel collapses? She draws a sword, and it's actually she has a scabbard at the side of her hip. She withdraws a sword, but what you notice as she does so is that it's actually not a sword, it's just a hilt.
Oh.
And she says, come, it's been so long.
Yeah, I'll take the cup that I had up there,
Yep.
and I'll just slide the cup toward her and see, and there's still a little bit of ale down there.
Okay.
I'll slide the cup toward her.
You slide the cup toward her. Do you push it through the threshold of the room?
But not me.
Yeah, I get it.
The cup.
Yeah, she looks at it. It's a cup.
Does she touch it? Is she like an illusion? Does she
Well,
like?
she's not going to go.
engage?
She's not going to go near it. She has no
Oh, she
reason
is.
to touch it.
Oh, okay.
You slide it through, but you see sort of like a shimmering energy field crackle a little bit as you push it through.
Okay,
I
so we
detect
kind of.
ma-
Oh, sorry.
Can I detect magic on that?
Absolutely.
On like
on the field?
Yeah, like on the entrance that we haven't passed
Sure,
through
absolutely. So you spend 10 minutes ritually casting Detect Magic, and she's like... She smiles at you. She smiles almost as wide as the grinning face that you saw before. You cast the spell, and you are blinded by the power of the magical runes that surround the doorway that you're actually knocked unconscious.
Oh.
Oh, great. Great. Is he dead?
You're the
Oh, I
doctor.
guess I'm the doctor. I'll look it up. I'll check on him.
Baharos tries to catch before they hit the ground, like try to, she with the boost, so she doesn't just hit the ground hard. Try to catch her.
Okay. Curtis, you have been given a boon by Chocobo. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. You know that better than most. Once, you may add 1d10 to any d20 roll. You can apply the d10 even after you know the result, but before you know whether or not it succeeded.
Oh, okay. 1d10 to any
d20 roll. Yep.
Oh, wow.
It's huge.
Yeah, that's huge. Thank you, Chocobo. Thank you.
So yes, he's completely unconscious.
Nice.
And she laughs.
Look, lady, you're making a lot of sense to me, and I don't know why, but I like it. So, why don't you just let us pass?
I welcome you. If you're here to investigate the darkness in the barrow, it begins and ends here. Would you leave and allow it fester and grow? Is that what heroes do?
So, oh no, that's metagaming. I don't have anything to say to that.
What?
Some things are better not poked.
The ground begins to rumble more powerfully. Rocks begin to shake loose from the ceiling and above your heads.
I don't know if this is a thing that we can handle on our own. Maybe we should go back and tell the dwarves and the goblins.
Hey, Flip, there's something down there you should investigate.
You know that the goblins won't come into this. Grizzle was one goblin, and if Grizzle goes back and tells the goblins what he has seen, you know that the goblins won't come down. But you know that you might be able to convince the dwarves, but you think the dwarves might be reluctant to advance without the support of the goblins, because this is technically their territory.
Grizzle, what do you think?
I know when I'm overmatched. The problem is dying heroic deaths may not fix the situation. If she is bound here, if she is compelled to stay here, I think that would be best if she did stay here. I'm not sure that we can do anything.
The part of the prophecy said, when the heart's guardians are freed, the surface world shall yield. That doesn't sound very good. We shouldn't.
No.
That sounds the opposite of good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
I'm going to turn tail and run. I don't know about you guys.
You have a tail? Me too.
Yeah, mine's vestigial, though.
All right, Grizzle, what are you going to do? You're being ensorcelled by her feminine wiles, and in fact, she's quite beautiful.
Oh,
like, beautiful to a goblin, so she's like hideous.
She's a human.
Okay.
But she is so beautiful that she comes around and becomes hideous and is kind of maybe doing it for you.
Okay. Like Gimli seeing
Galadriel,
what's her face, Galadriel.
Yep.
I'm having a crisis of faith because my people trusted me to like fix a problem down here. But I'm also starting to get enthralled with this woman, and I'm not too smart looking at my stat sheet. So,
But there's still a rope around you, right?
we tied it to the troll.
Oh, just checking.
Yeah.
Try to think of what he would do. I feel like he'd walk forward. After enough time has passed, he would just walk forward.
Okay.
Baharush, stop him!
Grizzle
I'll stay with him.
walks past the energy field and into the cavern. You see his form merge into the energy and appear on the other side unharmed.
I give like finger guns back to the group like, hey, it's all good.
As you walk through, she says, your people once worshipped me.
Is that how they all ended up as hollows?
Oh no. I have little to do with the poison in the adamantite. As she speaks to you, the hilt of the sword, shadowy black energy grows from it, forming into a blade about 3 feet long. And she says, soon they will worship me again. Let's roll initiative.
I'm sorry. Oh god, I got nat 1.
Okay, I got 20.
Am I still unconscious?
Yes, you are still unconscious, but someone could spend their action to wake you up. Because Grizz is kind of
I got you.
"Doo-doo-doo."
Oh, thank you.
All right. Okay, Ed, what did Thoron get?
12.
Okay. Amy, what did Shadows get?
14.
Shadows got 14. Dr. Mordek.
13.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is going to go well.
Blair, what did Grizzle get?
Grizzle got a 1, and Blair would like to apologize to the party.
Sick. Okay, Farkan, what did you get?
I got a 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unconscious Farkan got a 21. Baharush, what'd you get?
20.
20. Okay.
Yep.
So she advances forward. And she puts her hand on Grizzle's shoulder. And she says, my friend, together we will be great again. Make me a wisdom saving throw, an intelligence saving throw, please.
Oh, fuck. Why not wisdom? I'm going to use my inspiration on this. And that is a nat 20, and I say, I already got a partner in crime, and it's Baharush.
So she looks at you, and she says, bad luck, my friend. Reroll.
Oh, I'm sorry, Baharush. That's a -1. 8.
8. So you are enthralled by her. And she begins leading you deeper. You begin walking with her deeper into the cave. So Grizzle is now 40 feet away from you all. And she has made no offensive moves, but he is like the puppiest dog eyes you have ever seen. Baharush, it is your turn. Your friend, your ally is being led into the depths of this evil prison. What would you like to do?
Oh yeah, he's running. He's just gonna. All right, he has his swords out. He's bonus action hunter's mark and going through. You know, he's like that. She's not the one.
Okay.
You can do better. You can do better, buddy.
Get her done.
19 plus 6. Oh, yeah, 24. 25.
25, you say.
Nice. This,
Is this a good time for an aneurysm?
Okay, that 25
We're
hits
still
her.
on the outside of the cavern, so yeah.
25 hits her. Roll your damage.
all right. Let's see. So 4 plus 4, 8 plus the hunter's mark. 2. So that's 10.
Okay, 10. Got it. Okay.
Oh, and the dread ambusher, I get one more attack.
one
Actually,
more action. Yep. And you get a D8, an extra D8 on that one too.
all right. And so that's 17 plus 6. Yeah, that's 23. Is that good?
23, you said.
Yeah.
As you advance, you know what? Yes, that is good. That is good. Go for it.
Okay.
What's your damage?
Okay. All right, and then the 1 plus 4, 5 plus the hunter's mark, 7 plus the 1d8 for dread ambusher, plus another 4. Well, now I lost count. 2, 4, 6, 4. I think that's. Oh, geez, what did I say it was? Oh no, I just totally. That's
Okay,
6
14
plus 6.
damage.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, you did 14 damage, and she looks wounded. Baharush, shadow across rooftops. What would you like to do? Baharush just hit 2 massive sword swings into this avatar of Bashaba.
Farkan is still paralyzed.
Unconscious? Yep.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go over and start batting at him with my paws to try and wake him up.
Farkan, you're now awake. You wake up to Tabaxi. Wake up! Dr. Mordek, it's your turn.
So I'm going to cast Bless.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast it on Baharush.
So I'm going to be generous. You don't believe you can cast through the barrier.
Oh.
So,
Darn.
so you can cast it on anyone who's on your side of the barrier. So that's Farkan, yourself, Shadow Across Rooftops, and Thorond. But Blair and Baharush are currently out of your influence.
Okay. So then I'm going to cast it on my 3 friends,
Okay.
not myself.
Okay. Very good. Farkan, Shadow Across Rooftops, Thorond, you get Bless plus 1d4 to attacks and skill checks. Or attacks and saving throws, rather. Dr. Mordek, Thorond.
I'm going to fire a crossbow bolt at the avatar.
All right.
Bashaba.
Are you going to go through the energy field? No. Okay. The crossbow bolt is reflected off the energy field.
Very good.
Yeah. So for science, you have determined that nothing can penetrate the energy field from this side. Grizzle, it's your turn. You are looking at the most hauntingly majestic creature you've ever seen. All you want to do is please her. But you can make a saving throw at the end of your turn.
She hasn't asked me to do anything or anything,
She
right?
has not.
Okay, I'll try to get out of this then.
Okay.
What kind of saving throw?
You see your it's intelligence. You see your friend attacking her, and you're like, "What are you doing, Baharush?"
I'm like, bro, what? What? Come on, man! Like, she's rad. As I roll a
Grizzle, you're supposed to climb up or stick your tongue in her ear and then make the saving throw.
12 minus 1, 11.
11 is not a success. So she goes, and there's some things that she's going to do. She is going to look at Baharush, and she is going to say, "Little dragon, you've bitten off more than you can chew." And she is going to cast a spell at you. May I have a wisdom saving throw, please, Baharush?
All right. Oh, 3 plus wisdom, 2, 5. I'm going to add that D10.
Yep, go for it.
Definitely for this one, because
Go
I
for
definitely
it.
need that one. So that's a 9. So 12 plus 2, 14. 14 altogether.
14 is not a success.
Oh.
She looks at you and you hear a bell. Bong. And you take 12 points of necrotic damage as this bell gets in your soul and shakes you to your very core. But then she says, she glances at her blade and she says, would you like this? And she tries to stab you with it as a bonus action. Are you wearing armor?
Yeah, a chain shirt.
She sort of says something under her breath, and the sword glows darkly for a moment, as if negative light could reverberate from it. She's going to attack you, and she's going to bypass your armor. So she is going to hit AC 17. Does that hit you without your chain shirt bonus?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay. The dark sword gets between you and your armor. It's almost as if it's crippling you from the inside. And you take 8 points of slashing damage. Farkan, it's now your turn. You have seen her cast a spell. You've seen her attack. Grizzle seems enthralled. It seems like almost time to give a boon to Blair, who's paralyzed. Grizzle needs some help, unless you want him to stay in love with Bashaba here in the heart of, or here in the belly of Trollheart Barrow. Let's see some chat. It is your go, though, Farkan. What would you like to do? You've seen that magic doesn't penetrate the barrier. You've seen that nothing passes the barrier except persons and what they're carrying.
Okay, I guess I'll try to be the hero then. I'm going to step just inside the barrier.
Okay.
I'm not going to go like way too far.
Okay.
But I would like to see if I can throw a firebolt at her.
Okay.
At Bashaba.
Sure.
Okay. 19.
You rolled a 19?
I rolled a 19.
Okay.
What do I add to that again?
You add +6.
Yeah, +6.
Okay,
So,
that hits. Roll your damage.
15. All right. That's 12 plus 7. Is that right?
No, I think it's just 2d10.
Okay. Oh, I'm using the wrong dice. Whoops.
Okay, so that's that. Great. After Farkan is Baharush. It is your go. I got everybody, right? Yeah, I forgot everybody.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, Baharush, it's your go. What would you like to do?
Okay, he's hurting. He's hurting really bad, but he's still gonna fight for his little buddy.
Okay.
He's gonna go.
Live together, die together.
Yeah, man. She's not gonna Yoko Ono this band.
Inspiration?
All right. Oh, could I use? Oh, yeah. Oh, get another one. Yeah. Could I, well, that first attack, yeah, that's a 4. I'm imagining that's not gonna hit.
Nope.
So yeah, I guess I can use inspiration to get advantage.
Yep.
Right. So I'll use one of those inspirations. This one at 2 and 18.
18?
18
What's
plus
your
6.
total?
Yeah, 20.
18 plus
That'll
6?
be 24. That'll be 24.
24, eh? She is going to force you to re-roll your d20. She says, oh, bad luck, dear. Roll again. If you had advantage on the roll, you still have advantage, but you do have to re-roll.
Oh, but I did get to re-roll both?
You get to re-roll both, yeah. And take
Oh,
the
okay.
better, yeah.
All right, that's cool. Okay. The hot 9 plus, yeah, no, that's going to be a 15. That's yeah.
All of you see the smile from where you are, even if you don't have dark vision. It's almost as if her teeth are glowing in the darkness. Shadow Across Rooftop, it's your go.
I don't like that she's being such a jerk. I'm going to cross through the barrier.
Okay.
And I'm going to step up to her.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to touch her.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay.
That's a 19.
A 19. She is going to use her reaction to cast shield.
Oh,
So her AC goes up. You go to touch her, and a blue shimmering sheen of energy rejects your touch. And when it does, she looks into your eyes and says, "That looks like it would have hurt." Make an attack roll against yourself as she reflects your spell back against you.
Remember, I had a bad feeling.
That's a 15.
Is that going to hit?
My AC's 15.
Sweet. Roll your damage on yourself.
It was I casted at second level.
Oh, great, great, great.
All right.
So it's 4d10?
Yeah.
Sweet, sweet, sweet.
Yeah, 10 plus 12. All right.
We need some help from the chat.
Come on, chat. They need your help.
Yeah, you guys got us into this.
Give them some. It's true. You really did. Now they're leaving you. Oh. Somebody got a boon. Somebody got a boon.
It better be Shadows Across Rooftops right now.
We'll see. What did Shadow Across Rooftops get?
I rolled 30 points of damage against myself.
That would have been great on somebody else. Does that knock you unconscious?
It does.
Okay. So you get a boon. The next time you would roll a death saving throw, you may choose to roll a 20 instead.
Okay.
I have a feeling that's going to come in handy real soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you try and cast the spell. She casts shield and reflects the energy back on you. The negative energy crackles in your soul. You see her dark, mocking gaze look down at you as your eyes close for what might be the last time.
I have 9 lives. I'll be back.
All right. Dr. Mordek.
all right. Well, I look to my friend Thor, and while we can't leave our friends behind, I run through the barrier and I touch shadows and I cast cure, but because I'm a grave cleric, I'm casting it a circle of mortality and I restore all of her hit points.
Wow. That's
You're
hot. That's
Best
hot.
friend.
Okay, Thorund, what would you like to do? It's your turn.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
don't
hard
know
act to
what to do.
follow.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. What is
crucial.
Grizzle doing at the moment? Is he still enthralled?
Yes, he is.
Okay, I will step through the barrier and cast Remove Curse on him.
Okay, yes, go for it. You cast Remove Curse. Grizzle, all of a sudden you see her beauty. And it's almost as though you never loved her at all. You have resisted the effects, and it is now your turn. You may go.
Did that break my heart though, or like, like was I like?
I think you broke somewhere lower.
You are conflicted for sure, because you're in your soul. You really liked what she had to say. You were really buying what she was selling, but you know that your friends are attacking her. What else can you do? So you're torn.
Okay, so with like just a small tier, as my bonus action, I cast Giant's Might.
Okay.
I become a large creature.
Oh, holy cow.
I have advantage on strength checks and saving throws, and I can do a bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna pull out what was the oversized two-handed battle axe on my back.
Okay.
Instead of my sword, and I swing to attack.
Okay.
I want to use the boon or the bane, I guess, but it gives me advantage, but also turns advantage on me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So I attack her with advantage.
From her guggle to her zatch.
Also, Grizzle, before you use that boon, you have been given another boon.
Okay.
Oh, wow, nice.
Once, you can forego rolling an attack and instead make that attack a critical hit. As you strike, time slows, and all eyes everywhere are watching you. And in this moment, you're certain an attack has never looked cooler.
I do that. That's the thing I do. Okay, so
Bullet
where's
time.
right?
Yes. Come back to us, buddy. Yeah.
I give Baharush a wink. Okay, so this is a 1d12 plus 2. Where's my d12? There we go. 10, so 12. Because I'm sorry, let me read this rune stuff. It's all new to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so 12 damage plus I invoke the fire rune
Okay.
to summon fiery shackles. The target takes an extra 2d6 fire damage.
Sounds good. And remember, it's a critical hit, so that is doubled as well as your base damage.
Okay, I'm gonna get this going. So 12 plus 12.
Is she going to laugh last?
Plus
Or just
9.
laugh?
Plus 9. They need to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. She fails.
Okay, she is restrained.
Okay.
Ooh.
And will take fire damage on her turn if she can't get out.
Okay.
And I can't cast Fury of the Small as a goblin because now I am very large. Okay.
I think it's race based. I don't think it's size based.
Once per short rest, I can deal 4 extra damage to a creature with a size larger than yours.
Oh, it's a size larger than yours. Okay, sorry, yeah.
That is it.
Okay,
so
how
that
much
together
total
is
damage?
12, 24 plus 18.
24 plus 18, so 42.
Significant.
As you strike at her, this divinely inspired critical hit drives deep into her flesh. As you begin to pull your axe out, she smiles. And she drops to a single knee. She looks up at you, almost as though you were her child, and she was your mother. And she says, I have a line here. She says, I told you that you'd release me.
Oh, shit.
And her essence begins to dissipate. And slowly, she disappears from the prison. The metal handle of her shadow blade dropping to the ground.
I turn to the group and I'm like, okay, so I've done 2 bad things in the last 15 minutes, and I apologize for both of them.
Thank you to the person who booned the avatar of, but it was a bit too late. I just saw it. I apologize for that. So we are no longer in initiative. What would you all like to do?
Run
I think we
away.
should get out of the barrow, like, now! And just say to Flip, oh, we took care of your problem. Bye!
It was definitely nothing. Definitely nothing.
So, does anybody, what do you do with the sword?
Well, I want to look at Grizzle and say, you know what? An aneurysm may not have damaged your brain, but something down below your belt certainly did.
So, do you want to go for the 3rd bad deed and pick up the sword hilt?
I was about to say, Grizzle's like looking down on everybody except Baharush, and I'm like, I'll do whatever you guys want me to do at this point.
Go big or
You're
go
all right.
home. I said
You're all
pick it
right,
up.
buddy.
All right.
I pick it up.
So you pick
Love
it up.
Amy. Love it.
You see a glowing inscription on the handle. Do you read Primordial?
No, I read Giant and Goblin.
You do now. Written in Primordial, a language you didn't speak until you gripped the handle, it says Shadow Weaver. You know instinctively that this weapon is a blade of pure darkness that functions as a +1 magical longsword. Once per round, you can use your object interaction to allow your first attack to bypass physical armor. And you also know that when you attune to the weapon, it takes a size and form appropriate to your desire, though it cannot become a weapon that has the heavy property. So, I'm assuming you return to the barrow? the Gravenbeard clan, or what would you like to do? Would you like to investigate more?
Yeah, definitely check out. I mean, if we're already here.
I'm going to give a napkin to Shadow. I'm like, you earlier had a slight aneurysm that knocked you unconscious. You can wipe your nose. There's a bit of blood there.
When I lose all of my lives, you can take my brain, Dr. Mordek. Thank you.
I may have made you sign that form when you were a little inebriated on catnip before.
Oops. The room is more or less empty. There's just stalagmites and stalactites from the top and the bottom of the room. What's interesting is that there's dust and dirt all over the ground that has been here for some time. You saw the spot where she was leaning against the back of the room. In fact, the dust and dirt collected around her. So you can tell that she's been there motionless, waiting for quite some time. All right. So you return to the chamber of the Gravenbeard clan. What do you do? What do you say? What do you tell them?
I need to see how long I'm a giant for, though. 1 second.
Yes, I'm just thinking that.
It lasts for 1 minute. Okay, I'm back to a little guy.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So you can fit the way through the way back.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're able to make it back to the council chamber without any problems. The traps that you bypassed remain bypassed. You choose not to put stuff in the cup this time, so that was probably a good move. And you're easily able to make your way back. Of course, as you're doing that, you hear somebody say, "Hiya!" And echoing through the chambers. You can't quite place the location, but you know that Bo's out there somewhere. Flip is seated on the edge of his seat, and he stands looking at it. "Hey, you're all back. Look at that. Oh, that's great. What happened?"
You got some splaining to do, buddy.
What? What do you mean?
We took care of your goddess.
The what?
You should have no further problems.
No, I mean,
Look us up again if you have any more problems.
There's
I mean-
definitely not a goddess there anymore.
No.
There's nothing there.
Farkan, buddy, what are they talking about?
We totally dissipated her. It's all good. All good.
She's all gone.
Who's
more goddess.
all gone?
No more bad luck for you.
Oh my god. How deep are these freaking tunnels, man? Oh, jeez.
So about those hamburgers you were talking about.
Oh, yeah, you guys can have whatever you want. This sounds awful. Well, it sounds like we really need to start mapping the deep warrens, because this is, like, ridiculous. I don't know.
And I really think that you should cooperate with the goblins fully, because your problem is over because of the heroism of a goblin. This goblin.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, Grizzle's a good dude. That's what I said. You
Yeah,
have to...
heroism's a word I'd use.
I was about to say, did anybody do air quotes when you said heroism?
He says...
He took one for the team.
Which goddess was it? Why was there a goddess in the middle of our mountain?
You were just unlucky, I guess.
Huh?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
You'll get it in the end.
Wait, are you talking about, like, Bishaba? Oh, yeah, the Timor. I guess that makes sense. Deshandra said something about that with the dancing and the whatever.
You knew about it?
Well, I
Knew she
mean, I
was
didn't piece it together until you told me it was bad luck. I'm not like a freaking genius. There's like
That's
layers
true.
upon this thing.
But did the dwarves know?
No. I
Okay.
just felt there was like a burgeoning bad thing happening, you know? That's what I said. I was honest with you. Yeah, I mean, mostly.
Mostly. Well, I suppose that's what most of us can claim
Right.
to in life.
Nobody's honest 100% of the time. You see how honest I am? I tell you I lie some of the time. It wasn't about anything important. It was just about how many burgers we
you've
had for
become
Dr. Mordek.
Quite the politician since we
Yeah.
elected you
Oh.
there. Flip.
Well, you know,
You've mastered the fake news.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
but
comes with the territory. You gotta, It's all politicking and TPS reports. But maybe if it's Bashaba, maybe next time we'll have to work with the Church of Timor and figure out what's going on. But that's for next time. We sounds like we gained some answers, but more questions too. Now let's talk about what kind of star metal weapon we can craft for each of you as a thank you. Thank you everyone for joining us for the 4th episode of Quest for the Cure. We have a lot of thank yous to give out, so I do appreciate if you would bear with us. It will be shorter than the Oscars, I promise. First, I want to thank our amazing cast, Ed, Amy, Emma, Blair, Eric, Curtis. Thank you for joining us. This doesn't happen without all of you. People want to see you and interact with you, and it's so generous what you've done with your time. We're so grateful. Of course, our sponsors, D&D Beyond, Pink City, and Legendary Pants. We all have our Legendary Pants dice. I would encourage you to go buy a set. I have purchased 3 of them as gifts for the Cosmic Trial. You will not go wrong for a person who you love. I also want to give a shout out to our partners, Talon and Claw. You can watch us tomorrow on the Talon and Claw Twitch channel. We're doing another Quest for the Cure episode of Sea of Thieves. That starts at 7:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 Pacific Time. I'd love for you to catch that. There'll be more prizes and 100% nonsense. Citadel Geek and Geeks United, who ran a convention and are still running a convention. You can check them out at geeksunited.com or citadelgeek.com to learn more. There's somebody in the background who I always have to thank, my friend Erin, who's designed all of our graphic work. She did the videos and she did our overlay, and she does anything that I ask her to do, which is more often than not too much. So Erin, thank you for that. To all of our mods, Josh, Petra, Spencer, Matt, Sarah, Will, thank you for stepping up and helping us as we were on the front page. And all of you, thank you for spreading the word and letting people know about this game and helping us raise money for charity. We've done a lot of things. We have an auction that's ongoing. It doesn't end until Monday. There's lots of cool things you can get. Amy's donated certs, and there's a signed book from the Dungeons & Dragons Adventures League's administrators. All of them have signed it. This is sort of a one-of-a-kind piece that you can't get anywhere else. There are dice and dice bags. I would encourage you to look. I do want to tell you, everything we've done between the Critical Frost convention that was run by Citadel Geek and Geeks United, between our silent auction, between the registration drive, everybody who said, yes, we want to play with Ed and Amy and Emma and Blair and Eric, and this game today, our total raised this weekend is $4,489 for Duchenne muscular dystrophy research. So thank you to all of you. We're so grateful. We can't raise money without you. So thank you. The last thing I want to say is we have a winner for the D&D Beyond Sourcebook Bundle. So congratulations to Caleb. I hope you're here to collect your $400 US prize. And I think it should include Tasha's cauldron of everything as well. So thank you very much for your generous contributions tonight. And thank you to everyone for watching. So I'm going to allow our cast to sign off. Ed, please go ahead.
Oh, thank you very much. It was a blast. And yes, I'm still Ed Greenwood. And I can still be reached on Twitter at the Edverse.
Amy, how about you?
Thank you everyone for hanging out with us tonight and putting up with our shenanigans. It's been a blast. I would love to come back, Gary, if you'll have me. And it's so fun to play with folks that I don't get to normally hang out with. So
Emma?
Thanks.
I had a great time playing with some of my favorite people to share a table with. So thank you for inviting me back. I'm so glad we raised so much money. That does the heart well. And hopefully be back and see you guys soon.
Blair?
Wow, no, just a big thank you for letting me play with you all. That was a ton of fun. I tried to kill the party, and I almost did by accident. Grizzle tried. He's not the brightest.
It's a good story.
But yeah, you're also open and welcoming and raised a bunch of money, and I appreciate it. It's been wonderful. Thank you.
Curtis?
Oh, this is so much fun. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was awesome, and for a good cause and so much fun. Thank you.
Eric, I'm going to give you the second last word.
All right. Yeah, this was tons of fun. Thanks everybody for watching. And as someone with DMD, I'm super appreciative of all the money that you've helped raise. It makes me feel awesome that everybody's out there trying to help find the cure for this disease. So thank you very much.
The last thing I want to say is twofold. One, Eric raises a great point. I mentioned it in the beginning, but Duchenne is a rare disease. Part of why we do this event is to alert people to its existence, because a lot of people don't know it exists. It's only 1 in 5,000 kids, but it really does make a difference to those families who are affected by this disease. And to Amy's point, I would love for everyone to stay tuned into 2021. This will not be our last episode. So please do follow us on Twitter at FortNerd, DOTCOM, for future announcements of a Quest for the Cure season, potentially, raising money for Duchenne muscular dystrophy with amazing people and fans like you. So thank you very much, my friends. Have a great night.